Look, no intro today. Apparently, there is no post time drag here.
No,
Because
no.
it's literally 6:01 and they're actually moving to the gate. So no messing around here. It's Josh here with On the Wrong Lead. Caleb, Mark joining me here for a special night of some just I don't know. Man, this weekend the racing did not look great. So we decided to mix it up a little bit, go back to some live racing. Mark has been just twisting my arm, wanting to bet Meadowlands live. So here we are.
See,
Friday
but
night,
I teased it a
Meadowlands.
little. I added in the Remington Park as well, and then you came along for the ride.
Yeah. Who'd you go with here? It looks like they're loading the gate here.
I'm on the favorite.
7.
I'm on the favorite. I'm on the 9, even though the 1 is favored in doubles and has been favored most of most of the time here.
Weren't you talking shit about Parlor like in chat before we started here?
Every horse has their level. Parlor may have finally found his.
Dude, I see one of the rarest things I've ever seen, an S8.
Yeah, dude, I had that same thought. I'm like, wow, it just looks so weird.
What in the world is... Dude, I'm betting the S8.
You're betting the S8? Wait, who's the S8? I'm sorry, my phone was going off.
Mission Wrap It Up.
I don't hate that horse. Honestly, all these races tonight are pretty wide open. These are really good betting affairs. So I would not fault you at all for finding a price you liked.
I'm just gonna be like super light because it's Monmouth. But yeah, I did a 9 over 1/6 exacta just for have something to watch this race. I think the 9 probably is the horse to beat, like Mark thinks. But the 1 comes from so far out of it. I'm not sure he's gonna get the pace he needs.
Yeah. It's more like Colonial North, honestly, with the old school lights. But Meadowlands North isn't the Kentucky Downs North isn't the worst. I also have a 9 over 6 double here.
I have a plate of nachos because I didn't get a chance to eat.
I didn't either. So
because you get 4 o'clock meetings.
Yeah, dude, I don't know, man. That was some BS. But luckily, like, it just ended up wrapped. Like, I had 2 hours of meetings until 4, and then he tacked that on. Luckily, we got done with one meeting early, so I got out a little early, but not as early as I thought. Mike likes a 12 here. Says casual nonsense. I don't know if is that the name of the horse, or is he talking about us?
I think he's talking about us. Yeah,
okay.
The horse's name is Centerfold Prospect. Kathleen O'Connell first off the claim. Good angle for her. So I don't hate the horse, but that's a real tough draw here. Real outside post. This is a bit of a paperclip styled track. Kind of long front and back stretches, tighter corners. So those real outside draws have a rough time. 2 turns though, so not as bad as the sprints. Sprints outside is kind of grim death.
Yeah, Brisnet doesn't seem to hate the 12 here either. Has him second. Has him basically even with Parlor on their algo, the Prime Power.
12 does look good. 7 to 1's a great price on the 12 here. I mean, getting some class relief, or I don't know if you call it class relief, but maybe a little.
Yeah, and the horse is also going to be really forwardly placed. I didn't realize that horse would be that forwardly placed, so might not have as bad of a time. Well, we're going to go 4 right into the first corner, so I'll throw out my might be able to work a trip thing here. And Parlor goes 5 wide in the first corner. Awesome.
The old Secretariat trip.
Yeah, Rendon's riding this one like he's got much the best horse. Well, we'll see here in a minute.
There's my S8 right there, sitting in second.
That's funny. Paco hasn't been riding all meet here. Last year, he absolutely was on a tear. He was like a 35% jock or something, but he was not. Hasn't been here all the whole meet. So go figure.
Matthew's like Meadowlands? Question mark.
5? Yeah, man, Meadowlands.
He's like, you guys only kept stakes racing.
Yeah,
Wow, Parlor really is getting that. I should be 3 to 5 kind of a ride here. Look at this.
Yeah. This is
5
I'm
wide,
much,
making an
much,
early move
much.
into the pace. I mean,
Plays 12 looks okay though. Parlor's trying to do parlor things here. This 12 might mow me down late.
he's getting awful short.
Oh, who's that splitting horses?
Looks like the 3. And the 1
And
might
there comes
swoop
the
in.
1 too.
I don't know. The 3's going to keep finding, I think.
There you go.
I mean, did anyone have
Yeah,
the 3?
56 to 1.
56
Nope.
to 1?
Yep.
The 2 for 57 lifetime horse gets up for the win. Whose idea was it to cap this again?
I don't know, but
It was
luckily
mine.
Mark did me a favor and a solid and reminded me that Santa Anita is still running.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
So we got some we got horses that have 4 working legs at least, hopefully. Well, actually, I spoke too soon. This race was I don't know, man. You got Los Al horses in here, and I'm talking nighttime Los Al. I ain't talking daytime Los Al. And you got some daytime Los Al. You got a Louisiana Downs to Santa Anita shipper. You got Canterbury shipper here. Mark, I know you boomed the 2 to 1 favorite last race, so I was curious. Who did you like here? Did you got something cooking, or?
I ended up on the 5. I took the Los Al Jock, at Rojas Fernandez, and didn't really have a great idea or anything. I hopped into that express bet, that the $80 one that a couple of other people that we chat with quite often hopped into. I think I got a couple left, but I can't make top 4, which sucks. So there was a $50 horse one or something. So that I think 4 people had, and basically put them out of contention. But I do have a couple shots here left. So I'm on the 5 Reckoning Day.
I also have the 5, but I got 3 horses here. I singled the 6 last race in the pick 3. I got the 5 here. I also used the 8 and the 9. The 8, Tiago Pereira rides, and Caleb knows that there's one rule. There's always one Tiago fuck you horse
That's right.
every day. So I'm thinking this
Isn't
might
he like
be it.
0 for 100 on this meet?
No, he's 10%.
He's 10%. He's fine.
Oh, he's 10%. Oh, okay.
I mean, like, I was really digging back. I was really digging back in this one, kind of looking at that this is horse's, back form, and I think this horse, just like Santa Anita, is 2-1-0 in 5 starts here. Has one of his best races, speed figure wise, at this track, and has his best speed figure at this distance. So, kind of digging back a little bit on this 8. Currently at 14 to 1, and then I also did use this 9 Cajun Treasure. I would not be using this 9 if I knew he was going to be 4 to 1. I thought that he was going to be more of a price. I thought that last race, breaking from the inside, generally the outside's a little bit better at Los Al. So, but kind of similar. I'm looking for a horse that's run over the surface, is won over the surface. So I'd like the 9 here, Cajun Treasure as well. So I'm 5-8-9 in this pick 3. Do you look at anything, Caleb? You got anything here?
I mean, I'm just kind of Josh glancing at it, so real quick and dirty here. Did y'all look at the 6 at all? I mean, it seems like a horse that's getting, dropped out of optional 40s down to straight 40s into 32s into 20s. I mean, eventually this horse kind of has to find his level. It doesn't seem like there's any monsters in here. 3 for 24 lifetime kind of sucks. But if you throw out the 8 turf tries where he never hit the board, his record on dirt's not that bad. And 2 of those 3 wins did come here at Santa Anita. It's getting close to the end of the month, so Kyle Frey's got to pay the rent, so he might actually try this race. So I was thinking he might be a horse I'd look through in at 6 to 1.
I mean, you have at it. Just not a horse for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen worse prices though. I mean,
I just have more of a thing of I almost never bet these Los Al horses when they come, to Santa Anita and Del Mar. It just seems like they only win at Los Al, especially when they're more going 1,000 yards and then have to straight, or 1,000 feet quarters, or 1,000 yards, have to go out to 6 furlong. If this was 5, maybe I'd consider it, but I'm not trusting any of these Los Al horses.
So what do you make of like the 5 stretching out from 5.5 to 6? Do you think that's enough to make a difference? I
When
mean,
I
I
say
realize
low
it's not
time, I
night.
don't.
It's not a nighttime. Yeah, you mean
Yeah, I don't
nighttime.
just mean the nighttime track. I mean the daytime track as well. It just seems like there's horses that really perform on that bull ring and don't really take their game on the road. I'm not saying for sure this is one of those horses, but I've seen it, enough that the one thing about your 5 is that 7 furlong I've heard a couple starts ago was pretty good here at Santa Anita. The thing that bothers me is that he lost to Dr. Troutman, who's like 2 for 40 lifetime or something. So yeah, it's a little bit of a bittersweet kind of a second place there. But yeah, I mean, if I was going to take one, I guess that one's the one you would want. But at 3-1, I can't. It's too short for me.
So I don't know if I just like was seeing things. Caleb, what was that in your glass?
Yeah, I'm drinking wine tonight. So the one of the local grocery stores next to me is going out of business, and the entire store is 50% off. So I have got like 5 bottles of wine that I don't know where they're from or what they are. I got, toilet paper for the next 2 months. I mean, anything I could get my hands on was going in the cart. So
That's so funny. I was like, I know we talked, and like you're like you got weddings and stuff coming up, and I know Jess was coming into town, and I was like, well, I didn't think it was this week, but I guess
Nope.
there's always a right price, I think, for wine.
Yeah, I'm not like I'm probably yeah, I would admit to probably being somewhat of a bourbon snob. Like I'll drink, bourbon I don't care for, but like I definitely have my preferences and like, I know what my preferences are, but like with wine, I mean, pretty much anything red I can drink as long as it's not like rosé or something like that. I mean, white wine's not really for me, but I don't have a refined enough palate to say that I can tell where the grapes were produced, or I wouldn't even pretend. So, anything less than $20 is great with me.
Dude, I to talk about Caleb's bourbon snobbery. Last year we were in Lexington at Keeneland, and one of his friends gave him he's like, hey, I got this bottle of bourbon someone gifted me. He's like, I don't really drink, and I mean, if I do drink, it's not bourbon. It's like, do you want it? And so Caleb's like, oh yeah, and he's thinking it could be like basically anything, right? He was like, oh, maybe it's just like a bottle of Buffalo Trace, maybe it's something nicer, maybe, who knows? His mind starts going crazy, and he gives him, it's just a bottle, it's a bottle of Woodford Reserve, and so that night I think we pop it open, we have a couple sips out of it, and I had brought some bottles, so we drank some of that the other nights, and then when they cut out before I did, and sure enough, like front and center is that bottle of Woodford. He didn't even like, we maybe had like a fifth of it, if that.
Yeah.
Like, and he's like, nope. He's like, that's not worth the luggage space. He's like, you can keep that.
Yeah, Woodford is like, and especially just like of all the cheap mainstream big brand bourbons, Woodford's definitely my least favorite. Like I would take Elijah Craig, Buffalo Trace, yeah, even like Jim Beam or whatever. I mean, Woodford would be toward the bottom of my list.
Matthew, there, I mean, if push comes to shove, there is no bourbon which he will not drink.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
he
in a
drank
dry,
it still. All right, he still drank some of it. He just wasn't going to bring the bottle home with him.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna offer me like a free drink, like I'll probably drink almost anything. I mean, I'll drink some Benchmark or whatever. But if I have my choice of what to buy, like yeah, I'm never gonna buy Woodford.
How about like mellow corn?
I've never had it.
I mean,
I've heard it's actually not terrible.
I would use it in cocktails. I don't know if I'd really want to drink it straight.
That's the only thing I use Woodford for. I'm not a huge fan of it straight. I like the double oaked. The double oaked is pretty good, but the regular Woodford, I'm not a huge fan of. I see Matthew talking about Old Forester, so I think in honor of him, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do my first pour here. This is the Old Forester single barrel rye barrel strength. I happened to be in Lexington or Louisville one weekend when they were doing a release of this. I guess it used to be a Louisville only release. I think now they might expand it out, but I was, it was like one of those things, like we were just like walking through downtown Louisville, and like we were gonna try and go to Old Forester to go to the gift shop, and the guy's like, "Oh, are you here for the special release?" And my wife and I look at each other like, "What special release?" And he's like, if you want, yeah. He's like, just come on in. I was like, oh, and like literally, like probably like we just like we grabbed our bottle and we walked around for a little bit, and maybe like 15, 20 minutes later, they were already sending people away because they were sold out. So it was pretty fortunate, and I think it's delicious. I really do. I like Old Forester. I like a lot of the stuff that they do. Um, I like the 1910 and the 1920 both a lot. I think the 1920 is kind of like an easier to find version of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. It's about the same price. I think it's about $50, but very cherry heavy, very packs a punch. And then 1910s is kind of a nice alternative to the double oaked Woodford. I just think it's a nice little like sweet dessert bourbon. Reminds me a little bit of like the Nulu Toasted. I know Caleb had put me on that, and I grabbed 2 bottles of that, and it's fucking delicious. But
The 1910 is not barrel proof though.
no, it's not. 1910 is like 93 proof or something. It's pretty low proof, but it's double oaked. It's done in 2 barrels.
Okay. You said it reminds you of Logic Craig barrel proof. I have a hard time.
1920 does.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I have a
Which
really hard time
1920 is
comparing.
barrel proof.
Okay. I struggle to compare barrel proof versus, standard. So that makes more sense.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about bourbons that Caleb won't drink, that Smoke Wheel, Smoke Wagon, whatever the hell that.
Oh yeah, I won't drink Smoke Wagon. Fuck that.
Okay.
I think Josh just ordered one too.
I did. They had. If you guys are on Reddit at all, the bourbon subreddit, they do like a barrel program, and it's nice. Like, it's hard to get any of the like big name stuff, like Four Roses, 1792, like that kind of stuff. Like, it's all lottery though, so at least like it's not like you're like I don't go out to the liquor store often, so like when I go to the liquor store, they have no clue who I am, right? And like I really just don't feel like going every week, 2-3 times a week, like some of these guys do to get, these other bottles. So yeah, Mark does that, I know. But it's nice because they do all kinds of barrel picks. I've gotten Pinhook stuff from them, Nulu. I've gotten, not Stellum. They do have Stellum. I got like a Doc Swinson's. I got a bunch of stuff but they sent out an email that you could buy directly from Nevada Distilling for like 15 or 20% off for their Halloween stuff. So I got an uncut, unfiltered, and a straight bourbon. It looks like this 5 is putting this 10 away.
No one else is running it, don't seem. You got a double or something here, Mark, or is it tournament play?
Tournament play.
Okay, nice.
Top 4 were out of touch, so it's just grand cash at this point.
Oh.
I don't like this. Is that the 3 coming up the middle?
I think that's the 9 in the center of the track and the 2 up the fence.
Oh, I need
I'm
9
getting run down late. Yep.
No. I'm getting boomed by this damn 2.
296.
Oh, is that Tyler Bays, the one you were saying that might need to pay rent?
No, that's Kyle Frey.
Kyle Frey. Oh, Tyler Bays needs to pay rent too.
Tyler Bays is the
5%
biggest
right now.
dealer.
God. David asking if anyone likes mezcal. I do like mezcal. It's nice. But if you're not like a tequila person, I could see where you might not.
I like mezcal and mixed drinks. I like it done with mixed drinks. I've never found one that I wasn't too harsh when I drank it neat. But tequila I'll drink neat. But mezcal is a little rough. But there's a couple. When I travel a lot for work, when I'm out in our California office, there's a mezcal bar there that does phenomenal cocktails. And that's all they do. They have their own like in-house varieties of mezcal, and it's off the hook amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a like tequila or mezcal drinker, but I do really like mezcal cocktails, kind of like Mark. So I mean, I don't know if I would like it, straight up or not. I haven't really drank enough of it to say, but I love it in cocktails. So
you might like it if you like peaty Scotch.
Yeah, I mean, I like somewhat peaty Scotch, but not like the super heavy stuff.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I mean, it's like there's levels.
So like a Talisker or a Highland Park or whatever I like, not so much a Lafroig or Lagavulin.
Yeah. It's closer to the middle of the road. But it's not like a Lafroig or a Lagavulin. It's Highland Parky.
I'm sure there are ones that are that smoky though. I haven't had them. I mostly, I mean, I
There may be. I
literally
haven't either.
there's only like one brand I buy, and there's only like one bottle I get. It's the same kind. I haven't really explored much, but I do like making margaritas with it. And like you don't need to use a lot. You make you just use regular tequila, and then you use like I think I do like a quarter of an ounce, like barely any, and it just gives it a little bit of a smoke. Some bars they do a rinse, which I think is just like the dumbest thing in the world. Like they literally pour a little bit, they you shake it around, they dump it out. And I'm like, dude, like just use it like use a quarter of an ounce and just like leave the spirit in there, you know. But
Sorry, Matt. I
yeah,
didn't realize you were that close. That sucks.
oh yeah, and Kevin's talking about good tequila Espolon, which is it's a decent one. I haven't. I'm not like a huge fan of it, but I know a lot of people really like it. In the cheaper area, the one I like is actually called Olmeca Altos, which is similar price range. I can usually find between 20 and 30 bucks, depending if it's like on sale or where I buy it. Um, but the Reposado is really good. If you really want to learn about tequila, there's a website called Tequila Matchmaker, and you go on there and you can figure out where the tequila is coming from, how it's made, how it's diffused, like is it a diffuser, like how is it baked, like how is it made. I tend to prefer tequilas that are made the old-fashioned way, where they actually bake it instead of using is it an autoclave or diffuser? I forget which one is which, but I think there's a bunch of things. Like basically, some places they take the agave and they literally like use acid or some kind of chemical to cook it, as opposed to just like putting it into like a clay oven or something to cook it. So there's a bunch of to me it makes a huge difference. I think when you actually get one that's oven baked, you get a more roasty flavor. But I mean, we could talk tequila all time.
You're the expert. I normally just ask you what to get, and you put me on good stuff. So I don't and I don't put the effort into learning them if Josh is the tequila expert here. It's like, hey Josh, let me take a picture of what they have. Tell me what to buy.
All right, race 2 here. We got a I don't know. How often do you see an N4L written?
In tracks like this,
Just in general, I mean, an N4L. That's a real specific.
Hey
I see like
Vicky,
N2L, sometimes
congrats, man.
N3L. But yeah, we got the five, the scratch of the 5 here. So we got 10 horses. The 6 is your current favorite here at 7-5. Texas Magic for Patrick McBurney and Samuel Marin here. But Mark, where did you kind of land here?
I landed on the favorite. It is per normal here with Texas Magic. Horse does appear to have a bit of the hangs, but I would imagine that this is a touch softer company than even those Monmouth races. I mean, probably your right favorite, but I think it's a hard horse to win bet. So I'm playing some doubles here, trying to get the 6 over the 3, 4, or 5 in the next leg to try to create some value. I mean, you're going to get what 7-5 on the 6 just to win bet, and you're getting anywhere from the 5 is paying 92, but the 3 and the 4, the 2 more likelies are 15 and 25. So you can leverage up that value if you think the 6 here is makes a lot of sense. Couple other directions you could go. I thought that I forgot to update that. The 1 Feats of Feather made some sense in here, and I also thought that there's a chance here that the 3 Danya's Magic could get really really loose in here and might be tough to track down late. Wish the horse kind of held on in these types of races. This is a little bit further than I think she really wants to go, but also one that she could get real brave on the front end if you think speed's good.
I mean, that's kind of where my eyes went to the 3, because it just did not look like there was much speed in this race. But you kind of look at it, and I don't know. I think you make a good point. Like this horse hasn't necessarily held on at these longer distances, but if you kind of like, I mean, like I said, you squint, you go back about a year to that December 3rd race at Tampa. I mean, that race definitely fits in here, but
Yep.
I mean, as N4L is like who the hell knows what's going on
I
here? I
mean,
mean,
even that 4-back race, that Monmouth race, yeah, it's only going 5.5. I realize, but she wired that field that day, and she's going to get out here and try to get real brave on the front end. And obviously, there's no monsters in here, no one that likes to pass other horses and win. So sometimes, these are the types of races where those cheap speeds make sense because they get out in the front end, nobody wants to pass them, and you end up clunking up at a nice price. So I thought she made a lot of sense in here. Yeah.
yeah, Kevin likes the 3 here as well.
No.
Caleb on the Josh cap, where did you kind of land?
Yeah, well, the last couple of weeks things have felt kind of weird, so I'm kind of glad we're back to normal with Mark taking the chalk and Josh taking the E8 that is going to probably open up 4 and then fade to 5th. So things are finally feeling normal again. Kind of Josh Cap in this race. Yeah, I do think the chalk looks formidable, but I'm not super crazy about a horse that has 3 consecutive second place finishes. So I'm kind of looking for alternatives. I mean, the 3 is going to get loose, but the 3 has gotten loose in about 20 of his other 23 starts and just doesn't seem to hold on more often than not. So, maybe could happen today, but I was going to look elsewhere. I looked at the 1 and the 2 a little bit. I know Mark mentioned the 1, Feats of Feather, who's dropping out of a better race here. Looked a winner at that race, judging off the running lines. Apparently saved some ground, took the lead, and then just kind of relinquished it late. Flown, Vibrancy, and Viburnum are 3 actually respectable horses. So that's actually better company than it may initially look. So I think any one of those 3 would be pretty heavy favorites in this field. So I think Feats of Feather makes a lot of sense. Other one I kind of looked at is the 2 horse here. This is one you got to squint a little bit, but she's 0 for 21 on the dirt, or 0 for 26 on the dirt, but 3 for 9 on the turf. So maybe either kept getting washed off or just connections didn't really have it figured out that this is actually a better turf horse. But her turf record is actually a lot better than her dirt record. She will need to improve quite a bit in order to turn the tables on Texas Magic in here. She was only beaten about 3 lengths in that last start by Texas Magic. But willing to give her a shot just at the price in case Texas Magic has a case of the hangs. She might be one that is going to get overlooked based off that bad lifetime record, and I don't think it's quite that bad on if you just look at the turf races.
Yeah, I didn't know what to do with the 2 because I was the same as you. I wanted to like your 2. My concern was the last 2 races across this surface were both, really pretty. I mean, the first one was fine. The second one at whatever, at an allowance level, you're getting a little class relief. Wasn't really anything. So, and got beat pretty handily by Texas Magic that day, who get hung. I mean, there's an argument to make that Texas Magic hangs, but there's also to be an argument to make is Gold Rush Kizzy. I guess you're getting your price at 19 to 1. I wouldn't complain about you getting interested in a horse at 19 to 1. Who I think, you can squint and you can make a case. Yeah, I would just say at morning line, probably not. At 19 to 1, okay, sure.
Yeah, at 5 to 1, absolutely not. But at 20 to 1, I mean, I've bet worse than ones.
I will say that they think this race is pretty wide open outside of the the favorite here. Pretty flat betting. You got 3 horses kind of vying for that second choice, and the 1, the 3, and the 9. I'm going to bet this 3 to win. I'm going to do a little exacta box with the 6 as well. So Mike likes the 1. So he's got a pick 3 going here: 1, 4, 10, 6, 10, 12. Matthew, he said that the data is making everything look real close, and I think the betting kind of agrees.
Are those like in order of like best to worst? Is that like your phone number that you're trying to send us a secret message? I mean, I'm just so curious about the ordering of those horses.
Yeah, because he said up here he's got 1, 9, 10, 4, which he generally posts with the order.
Right.
But
I'm going to bet you with Matthew, he's got a lot of sort of a skew in there about profitability because he tends to be a very value driven guy. So I would imagine he's looking at these and saying, okay, win chances and skewed across probability of more of a tournament style play where you're looking, okay, this horse may only win 10% of the time, but I'm getting such a value proposition that it makes sense to go there. He'll correct me, I'm sure, if I'm wrong there.
Charles likes his 9 here. Conundrum Queen. Jose D'Angelo and Jairo Rendon here hooking up. Did you like this horse at all?
The 9.
Yeah. Or Mark?
I just thought. I mean, I like the so. I do like the 9 in the fact of I think the horse should sit a really nice trip. You know, you're going to get kind of first run on the 3. My real concern with the 9 was I just didn't know if the horse was playing good enough. I don't know. You know, those last couple races weren't anything. I would like to see have seen more close in the either of the last 2. Looks like the horse is kind of is runs in place and doesn't really pass other horses, and maybe a horse that just likes the Florida winters better than necessarily likes being up north. So, I don't know. I had a hard time kind of squinting hard enough to get to the 9, and definitely not at 5-1.
Speaking of things being back to normal, Road Warrior in chat for
Finally.
the first time in like 6 weeks. So hey, maybe that's what's been off balance, right? Maybe that's why I'm landing on chalk. Mark's taking cheap speed. Cats and dogs living together. It's just madness.
So, sup, Road Warrior? Have we missed you, man?
Looks like they're heading to the gate here. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go take this this plate downstairs. So give me a second here.
Okay, so Bicky coming back and saying kind of what I implied, that there's a lot of value skew in there, and I like that. I mean, but I know again Matthew is a big tournament player, and he's a very good tournament player. So he's looking for he's not going to eat chalk because chalk doesn't win you tournaments. He's going to be looking for those horses that hey, I'm going to get outside value here on that type of horse, and very very much respect that sort of approach. So
Yeah. Did Josh just say he's gonna take a plate back? He just go do dishes and go on stream.
I think he's currently he likes Meadowlands that much that he's gonna completely just ignore us. So Josh is gonna Josh. I mean,
Whatever works.
Yeah. I mean, apparently Dog Lady's got him down, right?
Yeah, I know he's been all agitated.
Yeah, that's what are you gonna do?
But yeah, I mean, I guess whoever liked
Okay.
9, I don't hate the horse in here. Seems like he's gone the wrong way since getting claimed out of the Weaver barn, but there's a couple races not that far back that do fit. So
yeah, there's certain trainers that I don't like horses when they're claimed out of their barns, and George Weaver is very much on that list of. And anytime something comes out of the Weaver barn, it really scares me. So, but I mean. I just think the horse is overbet. And by the way, Matthew did come back and say that let me highlight it. But he was saying the order he put them in was sort of in order of his speed figures and how they work for him. So yeah, there it goes. Completed order of horses by adjusted speed.
So it likes, if I understand that correctly, it likes
the one the most.
So that was the horse I would kind of tip as my top player. Would be the 1, and then I kind of throw the 2 in as a bomb. But okay.
Oh no. He's looking behind himself.
Jack's already looking behind him. He's already looking.
This horse must just have no throttle. It's run as fast as you can, as far as you can.
As far as you can. Come catch me if you can. Yeah.
Got a bit of a breather in that second quarter, but
6 is under a drive. He doesn't.
I mean, the 3's kind of cruising, right?
3 still looks good. I mean, the 1's putting in a run here on the outside, but the 3's still cruising. The 2 tripped out if he's half good enough.
Yeah, she might be good enough.
Move, but he's actually going to get up there and put in a challenge. It's a bomb either way.
Oh, Josh, you're going to get run down late.
He ended up going off 11-1, not the price I'd hoped, but that'll work.
Yeah, I think 11-1 isn't a bad value there. I mean, you were saying if you squinted hard enough, you could get to that too. I didn't hate the play, so.
Mm-hmm. 3 ran good though. 6-1 is not the price I would have wanted on that 3, but an honest effort.
Yeah, that was honest, and everybody else behind just, well, with the exception of the 2, just kind of did what other records implied that they do.
Last race here at Santa Anita. Mark, did you have anything? You using any bullets here? You just done?
Yeah, I have a bullet to the 11 here. You're gonna make
Is
me
that
come up with
the
a real
Rispoli
like.
horse?
That is the Rispoli horse. Yes, you know me well.
I also like the 11 here. So,
Oh,
uh,
okay.
yeah, I thought the 11 fit on breeding. You get the right connections here. Going, I know John Sadler's not exactly great going first time or debuting on the turf, but there wasn't a ton in here that really inspired confidence. I mean, maybe the 10, but the 10's off at 6-5 right now. The other horse I actually used was the one here, Midnight Taxes. Um, I just thought that this might be a horse that might improve a little bit moving over to the turf. Um, but it was a price. It was 15-1 on the morning line. It's now 7-1 live betting. So I don't know if the price is there. I was more interested in this kind of a bomb type play. So I had 111 here in my now dead pick 3, but
Yeah, so it looks like the 11 might actually drift a little late. You might get more like 5-1, which I think is more than fair for a value. I mean, they paid 435,000 for this one. Obviously, expectations are there. Horse drew into this field. Sadler with Rispoli up is very, very high percentage. He's 26% with a $3.90 ROI over the last year. So, I thought that made a lot of sense. And honestly, Sadler isn't. I mean, he's what, 16% first out trainer, but he's 14% first out turf. Not crazy high by California standards, but his first turf, he's a $2.52 trainer. So he's actually a profitable first out on turf from an ROI standpoint. So I thought Carver made a lot of sense. Yeah, I mean, expectations are clearly there given the purchase price. And nice to see Pasta, who I think is basically cleaning the house on the meat so far, take the ride.
Yeah, I actually put a golden hour double here. I didn't realize it was back until just now, but best bet in racing. Love the golden hour. I'm going to single the one, Midnight Taxes. I think this is a turf horse. Yeah, the dam has produced 9 winners. 7 of those 9 won on the turf. Jeff Mullins is having a pretty good meet. Hector Barrios keeps the mount, and this horse has showed just zero ability in both starts. There's no panicky drop. There's no change in barns or anything. I mean, to me, that kind of says they think they have some talent with this horse. They're just still trying to figure out exactly what and where. I think turf makes sense and probably should have been switched before now. I like that Barrios keeps the mount. He had a cold start to the meet, but I think he had a couple of wins last weekend. So I'm going to use the one here at Santa Anita.
This is what I love about Caleb. He spends like a 3-minute narrative on why he loves a horse, where he could have just said, "I'm betting the Barrios horse on turf." I mean, that's all you really need to say.
5-minute narrative for Rispoli, so
not wrong.
What did you like in the second leg at the golden hour here, race 8?
That's a terrible race, to be honest with you. I used the 3 and the 4. This race is terrible. I don't want one of the 1 for 26 or 2 for 31 kind of horses. So that kind of eliminated the 5 and the 6 for me. The 7 is moving up in class. 2 for 16. I don't hate the 7, but I decided to go with the 2 horses I thought would be first and second at the first call. I think the 3 gets the lead here probably, but the 4 shouldn't be far behind. The 4 is not a need the lead type, as proven last time out. So I'm kind of hoping that this horse has seemed to turn a corner since going to Reed France's barn. So I hope that continues and this horse can sit just off the 3. Obviously, I'd prefer if the 3 can get loose. You're getting a Apprentice Jock with a 7-pound weight break here. And this is a horse that is no win machine, but does have 5 wins, which is about 4 more than most of this field. So, I threw in the horse I thought was going to get the lead with the weight break and might just steal it.
I might just single this 4.
Hey, Caleb, I was gonna ask this last at Santa Anita, this 10 Rexford is taking all sorts of money. Looks like it's gonna be 3-2 when they go off. I just didn't get it. Was there a workout report or something here that I'm missing? I don't understand why this one is taking that kind of money.
I didn't look at the work, so I don't know. But I mean, to me, it's no surprise. I mean, the horse has early speed. It's the only proven commodity in the entire field. And, getting back to a sprint with second by a neck at Del Mar, this probably projects to be a softer field than what he he was running against over there, and that was his first time start. So got to expect some improvement there. A mile's probably just too long. If you look at the pedigree, that should be no surprise. So, D'Amato is one of the best turf trainers on the West Coast. Ricky Gonzalez off to a slow start at Santa Anita, but he generally does well for D'Amato. So it doesn't surprise me the horse has taken money because every other horse in this race is an unknown. I mean, to me, that just says none of these first-time starters are probably live.
Okay. No, and that was what I was sort of leaning at. I didn't know, was there a workout report that made you think that this horse, something clicked after the last, or was it just simply everybody's kind of going, this is a bunch of firsters that I have no clue on, and yeah, okay,
yeah. The horse that's taken money would be the one, I guess. I mean, 6-1 off the 15-1 line after 2 complete no shows. I don't know if there's a work report there or if it's just the surface switch or something. But
I think that was a bad. I think that was a bad line as well. I mean, that horse makes a ton of sense. I mean, quite honestly, this is Santa Anita, and you're getting Hector Barrios stays up, and a horse that's got a ton of early foot. So, it just makes sense that forwardly placed on this turf course normally is a good place to be, especially in the sprints. Yeah, and I guess that's the other one horse. Charles Bayes kind of mentioned in this 8 Moby Town for Drayden Van Dyke. That's a pedigree that should handle turf pretty well. I realize connections aren't really high win percentage or anything else, but any thought of this one taking a step forward with the second time?
I mean, lost to an awful nice runner in Speedboat Beach, but lost by 18 lengths. So not really sure that I can give him too much credit for that. Should improve second time out, but George Papadrumu is 2% with second career race, so maybe not. I don't know. There's some turf on top. I don't really see much turf on the bottom. Offspring haven't been particularly productive, so I wouldn't blame someone for taking a shot because kind of after the 10 and arguably the 1 and 11, they all kind of look bad. So, any one of those I could just as easily see throwing in, but none of them do much for me.
Yeah, I get it.
I was just looking at my phone. Ed replied to my tweet of the Rise I was drinking tonight, and he has got a picture of one of the Old Forester single barrels, but you can just tell like around it are just like another like 12 bottles of like Old Forester single barrel stuff. Oh, I see a
Oh yeah,
in
he
there.
is trolling you hard with that picture. There's that was very staged.
I've seen he's sent me pictures of his collection, and they to quote Seinfeld, it's real and spectacular. So looks like we got about 2 minutes here still to post. I did a win bet here on this one, and the one is taking just a crap ton of money. One is down to 5-1 now, so this one must be super live. And then I have a 1-11-4 golden hour double, and then I played a smaller 1-3 because I can't. Caleb points out E8. He points out an E8, and I just I can't resist.
Josh never saw an E8 he didn't love. Excellent.
Generally, the only time I don't like an E8 is if I see multiple of them. That's usually the only time. Unless it's like a 5 furlong sprint or something.
I remember an E8 at Keeneland that we were doing a preview, and I mentioned, "Hey, Josh, this is like such a U horse," and then you came back and went, "And I'm betting this other horse," and then the E8 wired, and I have seen E8s you don't love.
I today in the last race at Keeneland, I panicked a little bit because I forgot what horse I bet, but I see them loading into the gate, and I see Patricia's Hope Silks loading into the 12. So I'm like, there's a fucking Ravelli horse in this race, and so I'm like looking through the PPs because I recognize the Silks, and it the right owners, but it was actually here I can pull it up because I have them up. But I thought it was a 12 horse.
Did you bet it anyway?
I did not bet it.
How
What
did the
horse
G.
was
Watts
it?
Humphreys horse run in the last? I missed the race.
The Lobo horse won. The Motion horse ran second, and I don't know what else happened. No, he ran third. I forget who ran second. The 3 horse, I think.
Yeah, I was on the Motion horse. So
Oh my god!
Yeah, I needed the Motion horse for the turf pick 3, and it was paying crazy good for how easy I thought that it was to have.
I
But
got blown out the
unfortunately,
first leg. I didn't have the winner in the first leg. But
I went from making that horse a B to a C. I ended up having an AC structure that first leg with the 1. So I went CAB, and when I should have went BAB, but I got cheap. So that cost me. I don't know what I ended up paying, probably 1,000 or so. But they pay so well.
yeah, they pay very well. No, I saw that sequence capped. I didn't have a really strong opinion anywhere, so I just ended up playing a really skinny ticket, and I wouldn't have had the winner in the first. I think I did have the Lobo horse in the last, so I had both the second and third legs. But
If I can find any excuse to use a Corrales horse, I generally do. I'm surprised you didn't.
I'm normally the same way, and I couldn't make a case for that horse. It was one of those horses that won. I look back at it and was like, oh my god, I'm an idiot. Just like there were so many things there, and yeah.
I feel like the turf at Keeneland's played to speed quite a bit. Maybe not wire to wire every time, but I mean, it very much feels like you've got to be forwardly placed unless there's just a nuclear pace on the front.
I honestly think both surfaces have really played to speed. I mean, the dirt has been crazy speed favoring. Maybe not routes, but clearly anything, anything 2 turn or anything 1 turn has been very speed favoring.
This is bugging me because I could have sworn that this happened today, but maybe.
Weren't you in a meeting when that happened? Sure, it wasn't yesterday.
Oh. All right, I see Patricia's Hope. Entries. Oh, it was race 6. I thought it was the last race for some reason. It was race 6. Joe Rocco is the. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong.
Oh. Okay, so we got what, like 15 minutes till Remy?
Yeah, I think 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, 8. Okay.
They're off. Or no, it might be 7:05. You might be right, Mark. I think it is actually.
It's showing 19. I just pulled the screen.
Yeah,
Yep.
20 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, it was race 6, the 12 horse. I saw it loading into the gate and I panicked, but that it was Michael Tomlinson. It wasn't Ravelli, so I knew I was fine.
1 gets on the lead, but 5 is unfortunately going with him here.
Where's this
17.
11? Is this 11 left the gate yet?
Is that him in 5th?
Yeah, it's in him.
He's not showing up on the bottom, but he's in the blue.
Okay. He's in the inside in 5. Okay, got it.
Red
Thank you.
sleeves and hat.
Yeah, track is just didn't pick him up. Got it.
Yeah, and the 1's putting the 5 away. It looks like, but this 12 is.
Yeah, but it looks like the whole cavalry's coming in.
Here. Oh, Pasta, what are you doing?
44 and 4 is pretty quick.
Oh, what a! Did he? That was absolutely idiotic. The front of the race stopped, and he just apparently wasn't looking up or something.
Here comes the 6.
Yep, 6. Yeah, probably a tough one for me to have. Abel Cedillo has been awful this meet, and
Let's just hit this little X button here.
Not a whole lot of turf pedigree on that horse.
Yeah,
I wonder if he was maybe a works horse or something. Because I mean, that last work, 46 and 3, was clearly he was moving there. But
I mean, I know you don't trust him, but the Turf Tommy's had it as a turf horse. So, but again, I kind of disregard that in sprint races just because it doesn't matter that much.
All right, so we got 6 minutes here to race 3 at the Meadowlands. So, Mark, what did you end up here?
I ended up going to start a pick 4 here. And I ended up 3, 4, 5 in this spot. Let me get back there. Sorry, Josh, I was flipping between products, but yeah. Again, I thought all of the races in this pick 4 sequence were pretty wide open. Wouldn't shock me at all if you have a price. I thought that the 3, 4, and the 5 all seemed to, well, the 3 and the 4 both come off from wins. The 3 had a win across the surface last time out and steps up a little bit in class here. I think is probably going to end up being your favorite here. So I'm trying to flip around stuff. Sorry. Yeah, it looks like it's going to end up being your favorite here at 7-2. So kind of a lukewarm favorite. Paco gets up on the 4. For a horse that he won last out down at Monmouth, makes some sense in here as well. Similar trip, and I thought the 5 as well. A horse that has every opportunity, should be very forwardly placed, should get first run on the 6 and 11, who look to get out to kind of loose leads. So I was 3, 4, 5 here.
For the record, that 6 actually was a works horse. He was the only horse with a B+ work in that last race, according to DRF.
Okay.
Didn't take any money though. Floated up from 6-1 to 10-1. So
I would imagine because of Able on turf probably is the reason that one didn't take any money.
Yeah, Able in general.
Well, that too.
You give this 8 any look?
I have it down as a B. So in other words, yeah, it's probably very live. I had 4 Bs here, and I just basically said I was, instead of being 7 wide in this race in a pick 4, I would just said I'm going to play skinny, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Live trainer, solid jock. The local jock ships up. My only concern with the 8 is hasn't won in quite some time, but since August of 2021, so year and a couple of months, but. A horse that fits, but I think, 2 for 46 lifetime horse. There's a price. I just don't think it's 8-1. I guess that's my, let's go there.
Just interesting that this horse was running an open company and is now coming down into state bred. Option claiming from open allowance. It's a pretty huge drop, I think.
It's a huge drop. I would say the other thing is moving out of a very, very low percentage barn into a pretty okay barn. And, maybe you can kind of disregard those last, let's say 6 starts with, with the previous trainer. And then the form does brighten up quite a bit.
The post kind of sucks, but what do you think of the 12? Because you look at the race and the pace is kind of murky to me. There's maybe a horse like the 6 probably wants to go, and a couple others, and there's 8 horses in this field that look like they want to sit second or third to me. So if they all kind of go, and Vargas can work out a trip to get over a little bit from the far outside, he's one I think that only 4 years old, has some upside in here. And getting onto turf, kind of an unknown quantity. I'm not going to hold that one turf start against him because he was clearly just out of form at that point last year. But seems to have improved as a 3-year-old, improved at Monmouth, beat a couple of these on dirt. I don't know. I would give him a look at a big price.
I'm not going to talk again. This is the old, not going to talk anybody off a 60-1 horse, but 47-1, I guess looks like the live is right now. But either way, we're not going to talk anybody off it. I just don't think that's a turf horse, and I think this is just sort of hey, we can't figure out what this one actually wants to do. Let's give a shot here. Honestly, the post is terrible for for this trip. So. Obviously we've already had a big price tonight. I'm not going to talk anybody off it, but just not one for me.
That's fair.
And I think low percentage stuff all the way around. Jock has only been in the money once on the meet.
6 starts, so let's not get crazy.
Yeah. Agreed. But also, the dirt to turf, the trainer is 6%. Some stuff like that just makes you go, eh.
Didn't we just spend a while talking about a 7-year-old horse that's 2 for 46 as a B? That's a 2% horse. I don't care about move. That's a 2% horse.
Charles is asking if the inside plays faster at Meadowlands. What do you think, Mark?
It seemed that way last race.
It does see that way. I don't know if in routes it necessarily does. I think it's a little more fair in routes. As sprints, it's definitely more forwardly placed horses, and inside does tend to be the place to be. I will say though, if you're looking for a price, somebody like the 9 I thought was a more interesting price in here. Horse that does have a win with this jock last out at Monmouth. Steps up in class here, but a horse that if there's enough pace to fire into, I thought somebody like the 9, the figure came back on time for really huge for Ohana Empire. So I thought that horse was a little bit interesting here at a pretty massive price. I would be more interested in
29
that
to
one
1.
than I
That
would be
horse
more
is
interested
29
in
to
that.
1.
Yeah,
29 to 1. Okay.
yeah, I'd be more interested in that horse than Caleb's 12. So
The 12 is 50 to 1 though.
So are you twice as interested?
Are you twice as interested?
I'm more than twice as interested. Yes.
No, for the reasons that you like the 12 is kind of why I was looking at the 8. Murky pace scenario. I thought the 8 will probably get a clean trip from the back of the pack along with the 12. So 6 to 1 is a little tough to swallow for like you said, a horse that is not does not like to get their picture taken, as Mark likes to say, or is camera shy.
Little camera shy.
But yeah, I think I might take a shot with this 8. Looks like they're walking.
Josh,
the
they're
here.
only 10 minutes out of your favorite track in all the land on, I think, an all stakes card. I think there's like 8 stakes for like,
it's not my
200K in total
favorite
purse.
track.
It's no Sam Houston.
It's no Sam Houston. Yeah, definitely not Sam Houston.
But there is no Sam Houston.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I actually still bet that place?
No, we if you guys haven't checked it out yet, now we actually talked a little bit about Sam Houston on the second episode of Drinking Champagne. We did a little talk about fan education, fan experience, kind of marketing. Like we got into a lot of the weeds on that stuff. And just talked racing. We didn't really cap anything, but check that out on Apple Podcast, Spotify, YouTube. We got it everywhere there. Matthew's saying the class droppers have won the first 2. He says the only bet mix class droppers are 12, 2, and 8. I'm gonna bet my 8 here.
I'm betting my 12 to 50 to 1. Fuck them.
Oh, what the heck is going on here? I'm at the wrong track. Mark, you got me all flustered because I was like trying to bet
Remy while playing, Meadowlands.
Accidentally betting Remy.
By the way, if anybody's interested, I have a pick 4 starting here. It's 3-4-5 over 3-4 over 9-10 over 3-8. I'm using both the maidens in the last because I think that field's absolutely atrocious.
Where's the rest of your horses?
So, that's it. I turned over a new leaf, Caleb.
I know. I just can't get used to
I'm only
it.
playing skinny tickets now.
I just can't get used to it.
I've kind of wanted to. Have you guys seen that picture of that painting of Ellis Starr with like the 4 horses like behind him? Apparently, he got it painted at like NHC or something one year. Someone had made the comment, like posted it on Twitter once, and said it's like Ellis and the 4 favorites he picked on top.
No, I haven't seen that. But that's amazing.
It was just it's ridiculous. Lloyd's showing up in chat here. He says he likes the 5 over the 1-8. He's got win on the 1 and the 8 here.
Is that at Meadowlands or Remy?
I believe it's Meadowlands.
Meadowlands. Okay, let's get this 5 then, Lloyd. I'm all about this 5.
While they're loading in here,
and we're getting some late Paco money at Meadowlands. This 4 begin. Yeah, I honestly think way too short. I mean, to me, the 3, 4, and the 5 are all the same, effectively the same, and the 4 is taking all the money. But
so the favorite, the 6 here at Remy's taking a ton of money. That's Okie Front. Let me guess. Is
I
that
haven't. I haven't even taken a look at Remy yet. So
No, you're the one talking Remy up this whole time. I thought you had already had a cat.
because
you
then I
taking
thought you'd
Remy?
let me. I thought you'd let me talk about Meadowlands.
He's like, it's a stakes card, and I looked. It's a state bred stakes card. he left key parts out.
He just wanted to play Meadow.
I did not lie though. I knew what I was going to be playing anyways. So
And they're doing their little dance.
Apparently, there's a mandatory at Meadowlands tomorrow.
yeah, it's end of the meet tomorrow.
Is it mandatory? What is there a carryover? I just saw it on Discord.
There's a jackpot pick 5 that'll pay.
Jackpot pick 5 or 6.
5.
5. Okay.
Yeah, gross, right?
Yeah, that made me want to throw up my mouth.
Yeah.
It's like Parks. Meadowlands and Parks are the same.
Oh, I lied to you. There's a pick 6 that does pay. It's got 18K. It's a jackpot.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Is there also a pick 5 or is it just a pick 6?
There's a pick 5 as well.
Oh.
Do I hear pick 4? Jackpot pick 4.
Super high 5?
I think so. Yes.
Jackpot pick place 6?
I wonder, do you think that there's ever a way that they could clean up the jackpot bet to actually be like worth playing? Like, do you think they just have to slash the takeout? Like, do you think like it would have to be like a jackpot pick 6, right? 15% takeout, right? But like 10%, like they only save 5% for the jackpot or something. Like,
I mean, Churchill does it the closest, right? I think it's 10% carry and 15% take. Is that right? Or but we got to switch those numbers. But like,
it's like an effective like 19.5 or 20%.
But it's like when most pick 5s are in like the 15% ballpark. Like, you know, you're making a harder wager and
it's one of those,
paying more rake.
It's one of those things that it's sort of like going and playing a progressive at, in Vegas, right? You're chasing a progressive wager. You're assuming that lots of other people have contributed to that progressive from a takeout from earlier wagers to put up that big balloon at the end. And
Whoa. This is coming from the man who like shamed me when we were playing what was that 3-card poker because I wasn't playing the fucking jackpot, the $1 extra jackpot.
It did.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things. If you play it one day a year, it's a very different conversation than if you're consistently chasing it every night.
Caleb is just judging.
No, I'm just like really watching my 50-1 horse.
Yeah, he just Caleb's the kind of guy who plays blackjack and he doesn't play any of the gimmicks.
Fuck no. I won't put $1 on like the in between bets or the whatever else, no way. But I won't I hate those people that break people to table as well. Like if somebody wants to play all those bets or somebody wants to, stand on 15, I mean, it's your money, you do what you want.
Oh, Madeline is doing the full-on middle move here.
I got a dirty look playing blackjack once, and because I did something wrong, I think, and I just was like, yeah, I just don't feel like playing this ever again.
12 is being given a glorified workout. Not even actually, but half these horses are eased, I think.
And Madeline's going to boom me here, so all right.
She's going to boom everyone by as many as she wants.
Yeah, it's the 10. Who I had as a B, so yeah, I knew one of my Bs was going to win.
They really just slowed. I mean, this is the same thing that happened. Like they went out fast and then they kind of just backed it off real quick that second quarter. It's just this time the horse held on instead of.
Yeah, I would say that 10 is another one of the winners last time out, but yeah, up in class today. Yeah.
All right, we got 2 minutes to Remy here, which really means we got to like 4 or 5 minutes. So, anything you like here, Mark?
I have not even looked at it, so give me a second to Josh cap this.
Yeah, it looks like the 4-1 easy at Golden Gate at 2 to 5.
Ooh, 2 to 5.
Yeah. I'm glad you guys aren't seeing me hit the deposit button here.
It looks like the 6 is kind of taking a beating here at Remington, and I mean, which makes sense. I mean, the 6 does look good, but I mean, I'm also at the price. I'm a little bit interested in this 2, who, he stumbled out of the gate last time. It kind of looks like he just kind of got taken out of his race. He's a horse that needs to be kind of on near the lead. But his prior two efforts at Remington were, in the conversation for being good enough to win this, and he went off at 6-5 last time out. I mean, clearly the expectation was he was going to win that race. I think that's a good price for this horse.
Who's Floyd Wethy on then? Is he riding here today or no? Oh, he's on a 12. Interesting. Floyd Wethy tends to ride, I think, first call for Scott Young. So he's riding he's riding the 12. Because they also do Sam Houston. So Briz kind of likes this one. Polly Tiz has it as the highest average speed. And like the pace the pace scenario on this is real murky. Like your 2 might get the lead. The 6.
I'm hoping the 2 just guns it. I mean, the horse has never really won more than a half length off, so I think that's got to be the plan.
I mean, I'm guessing the 6 has probably just got the best last out buyer. I think you can make a case for the 11, but the 11 is actually taking all the money. The 6 floated up to 3-1.
I just played a Josh double, full on 2-3-11 over 7. I'll take the cheap speed in the second race.
That was some serious Josh capping if you got 2 races done in that time.
I did.
I'm impressed.
I'm gonna box the 3, 6, and the 12 here. The 3's floating
Caleb,
up
I was
a little
impressed with
bit.
myself.
I think 3-1. 3-1 is fine. I didn't like the horse super short, but this 11's taking all the late money.
So do we get to make Josh a painting for boxing the 3 shortest prices in an exacta?
It's not the 3 shortest prices.
7 to 5, 9 to 1, and 5 to 2, right?
We're gonna
Did you say 12 or 11?
12.
Oh, I thought you said 11. Okay.
No,
All
3,
right.
6, 12. I'm gonna wait
Ellis
for
will
this
be
last
proud.
tick though.
Well, they're already off.
off.
So
On mine.
I
Wow.
know, but it's already off. You think that matters? Nope, there it is. 6-5 on the 6.
this 2. Let's get this 2.
16 to 1 on this too. Shoot. It's tough because that's a race we had a bunch of horses that look good against state breds versus a bunch of horses that have been okay against open company, and it just depends on which way you want to go there. And I also have no idea how Remington plays, if it's speed, rail, or anything else.
Cheap track. I just assume speed. 2 is
6 looks like he's going to collar him, but 2
yeah. It
seems
does.
like he has to run second unless this 10 gets up.
Unless the 6 gets all the
2 is
hangs.
super game.
Who's on the inside though?
Inside.
That's the 11.
That's okay. I'll take that.
Yeah, good ride on the 11, whoever that was.
Very nice.
Yep,
Yeah.
saved all the
Cabrera.
saved all the grounds.
Saved all the grounds. Everybody floated out late, and he took the inside line.
Joe Q Public had it right. 2-1
They
over
did.
65.
Gross. Wouldn't have it perfectly
let's-
right, but they were close.
Let's get the Josh horse in the next then.
Oh, here we go. Steven, when would you guys be covering GP?
What is GP?
I've never heard of this GP.
I've never heard of this GP.
I don't know, man. I mean, with the way Keeneland's been, I'm excited for Gulfstream Championship meet.
I mean, dude, Keeneland right now is unplayable. The racing is horrible. It's all Belterra and shit track shippers that are winning at Keeneland, and today was just atrocious. It was horrible.
I mean, today's the first day I've looked at it in like a week, but I mean, to me, today looked like it made a bunch of sense. I mean, I didn't play much. I only played the Turf Pick 3, and I would have hated it if I didn't get cheap. But I mean, even looking at the dirt races, I mean, nobody surprised me there, really. I know there was like a 50-1 winner yesterday or 2 days ago, but in general, I do find Keeneland hard. But today, it at least seemed to be relatively formful. At least
I guess I'm more spiteful from yesterday. But
Matthew says we hate prices.
I love prices. I just love ones that make sense.
Yeah, we don't hate prices as much as Stephen Fox hates prices, but
oh yeah, $72,000 dime super. Jeez.
Oh man. So we got 15 minutes here to race 4 at Meadowlands. Mark, are you live still? No, you're dead, right? You got boomed.
No, I'm dead. I didn't play my bees. Madeline Rowland booms me.
I'm proud of you though.
I'm gonna play back a pick 3 though, because as one does when they get boomed.
Run back.
Yep. Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna hit you with that. That's me proud of you for not using defensive.
Me proud of you.
15 minutes, race 4. We're gonna be going a mile here on the turf, which is 2 turns here at the Meadowlands. N3L, 12,500 claiming. Right now, your favorite is the 4. Call Me the Breeze for Abner Adorno and Juan Guerrero. And you got the scratch, the 1, the 2, the 7, the 8, and the 14. Is the 14 even in here? Is there a 14? Yeah, there is. So, Mark, who did you land on here? Uh-oh. He's checking notes.
Sorry, my phone clicked. Apologies.
His phone's ringing?
Nah, my phone was ringing. Sorry about that. What'd you say, Josh? I heard you say my name and then I lost it.
And then you thought what? That was like a booty call or something? Like,
it's
not that late. It's only 8:13.
Should I tell you who was calling? Or
You up?
Was it? Let me guess. It was Kath.
It was.
No.
Yeah, there it is. See, look at this. Yeah.
I had a different guess.
Oh, Caleb. Caleb's really trying to drive the stream right into the gutter. What were we asking, Josh?
What do you like here?
I ended up on the 3 of the 4. 4 looks like should be controlling speed here. Should get all sorts of loose. And, those last couple of tries at Caleb's favorite track weren't terrible. So, those, I thought that, and gets quite a bit of class relief here. I thought the 4 made a ton of sense. And also thought the 3, Jacobson is, kind of been pretty live the last bit. Horse that should be forwardly placed, made a fair bit of sense. I thought the 3 and the 4 were all you needed to kind of get it done here. There's a lot of, this field kind of scratched down quite a bit. Ended up 3 and 4. Didn't get too creative, trying to be cute here. I probably get boomed by another B. My B's are the 5 and 6. So if anybody wants to play the 5 and the 6, almost guaranteed you'll make some cash.
Caleb?
I mean, I've only kind of glanced at the race, but I kind of like the 9 a little bit in here. You have pretty high percentage connections. I mean, high percentage jockey, 18% on the meet, and then Kathleen DeMassi's good at these circuits here. And last couple of races have all been strong and consistent. I mean, has been within 3 lengths of the winner, and each of his last 5 starts. Not quite getting wins in those efforts, but still kind of being in the conversation. And only 2 for 14 lifetime, so not totally exposed yet as far as I'm concerned. Maybe still has a little bit of upside. It just kind of seems like you need to be somewhat forward. There's not a ton of speed in here. I mean, just from what we've seen so far, anyway. So I don't know if the 9 gets the lead or maybe sits like just off the 4, which is more likely. But I sort of thought the 9 looked a little bit interesting in here. I mean, I'm only like Josh Kaplan on Brisnet, but last couple of races, last 3 races anyway, all sort of fit on speed figures.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like the 9 here. What you were saying, Mark? Go for it.
No, I don't hate the horse. I mean, the numbers make sense, but the horse hasn't won in going on 2 years. That's always kind of a scary thing for me. Kathleen's had this one in the barn for quite a while and just hasn't quite gotten it done. Maybe this is a little bit of class reliefs, kind of stealth class relief shipping up here. They take one step down the class ladder. The price is about right live. 8-1, I think, is probably what you sort of need on that one. Don't hate it at 8-1, but not a horse that I had anywhere. So
You didn't have the 9 anywhere?
no, nowhere.
I did like the 9 here. The other horse I did like was a horse that you marked as a B. So I'm feeling like super confident in this one, and that's the 6 hard knocking. Went out as the favorite last 3 times out. So obviously, the public's seen something in this horse. So maybe I'm just as dumb as them. But honestly, the last 5 efforts out of this, maybe 6 efforts out of this horse, all fit here. The horse has been, kind of progressively going down the ladder. Got claimed, ran in a handicap, then an allowance, and then kind of came back down to the 16,000 B level where it won when it got claimed, but is dropping down in class, coming down to an N3L, and hasn't necessarily been completely out of it these last couple starts. So I don't know. I think might just found the softer spot here. So I'm going to take a shot here with the 6 hard knocking, and I'm gonna use a little bit, of the 9 as well.
Yeah, no, I don't hate your 6 at all, Josh. Obviously, have the horse as a B. Horse makes quite a bit of sense. There's no monsters in here, so wouldn't surprise me if somebody at a little bit of a price stepped up and won this. Honestly, Bicky and I agree on quite a lot in here. I think all of us that with that him with his 3-9-6-12 play here. Yeah, I was gonna say the one thing also is with the 12 Spark. I don't have this horse written down anywhere, but with how Meadowlands has been riding, so far this meet, to win in the last, you kind of have to squint to get to this one. The horse, on paper needs to take a step forward, but seems to have her timing down, seems to be kind of getting the right kind of rides. And this is one that should get that kind of, just off the pace stalking trip. It's probably a similar ride to the horse that she had in the last race, and picking up a mount for a Hollendorfer. So I don't hate the 12 in here at all. And Josh, it's a Peruvian horse. Those aren't Chilean, Argentinian? Argentinian? It's not an Argentinian horse.
It's just South American, so Peruvian does count.
Okay, so it's a Peruvian horse,
but we're not going 2 miles, so it's got to be a marathon distance. Sure enough, this horse won a race at going mile and 3/16. Do you see the jock?
Oh, Jesus, I didn't even look.
The jock who won in Peru? Wasn't that like one of Wesley Ward's former assistants, Martin Chuan or something like that?
I mean, it's not really ringing a bell, but I suppose it's possible.
No, it's not. But that doesn't mean much, actually.
Yeah, Martin Chuan. When's the last time he rode at Kentucky Downs? Maybe he just ran a lot. It looks like he was Kentucky Downs. He rode once. He rode Everfast at Saratoga.
I'm still not really over Everfast.
What was the race that he boomed?
I mean, the race he boomed to me was when he got up for like second in the Preakness, and I had some huge exactas with OTWL on top. But he did actually win a race at some stupid price that also boomed me, but just not as bad. But I forget what that race was. It was at New York somewhere.
There was a Saratoga race he
He was
won.
trained by PDT's favorite guy.
Jack Sisterson, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I needed him somewhere.
I've needed him many times in between those wins.
Oh, guess who he lost to in his last race? Your
Everfast lost to?
your dad and mine's favorite horse,
Mexican Wonder Boy.
Mexican Wonder Boy.
Oh, nice.
Oh man.
So the
Road
sevens are
Warrior
the
likes
wire
a
this next
3
one.
here.
Does he?
Yeah, he likes a 3.
Good for him.
here.
Road Warrior and I agree, which is common. So
That's-
except for when he talks about Belmont, I don't love Belmont quite as much as Road Warrior does.
I don't think any man can love Belmont as much as Road Warrior does.
This is true. This is very true.
Road Warriors, I think a Belmont simp might be the right word. So I'm curious what he thinks about the rumors about closing Aqueduct and running Belmont basically year round. Well, not year round, but like for like what 3/4 of the year basically.
3/4, yeah. Those rumors have existed for at least 20 years. I mean, I get it. The property's worth a ton, but
So is Aqueduct just like not in a great like area of the city or?
no, it's in a fine area. I mean, the thing with Aqueduct is what the property is worth. The entire area, it's worth so much that you basically flatten it and you sell it off for property. It's the Hollywood Park model of the property is just worth so much that why would you continue to run it as a racetrack?
Yeah, but I mean they got to be making a ton of money from the casino.
Maybe. I don't know. And also, I would imagine the casino is making it sticky, but also it's one of those things. Okay, you have a casino license. Does that license then transfer? Can you move that license to Belmont?
Mhm.
And then
'Cause
you
that's
have
what
a
it's
hockey
a
arena
Resorts World,
there,
right?
and- yeah, it's Resorts World.
We're actually going to check out Resorts World Las Vegas this year. We got my on Saturday. My wife got they're having some like kind of like Christmas market or something there. So when we're there in November, we're gonna go check it out.
See, I tried to get you to go the last couple times. You won't go with me, but got on with
Dude,
Gary, and you're gonna
Gary, yeah,
hit up
Gary
Resorts
was
World.
down to go. Why aren't you coming then? Don't shake your head at me.
Don't shake your head at me, Marcus.
I was gonna try and convince Caleb to come, but then he's like, dude, I got like 7 like weddings in the next like 2 months I got to go to. So
Yeah, November is a crazy month. I'll be gone like the entire month.
But there's new hotels you haven't spent a night in.
There's new hotels every month.
Yeah, we're gonna be staying MGM Grand this time, which we've never stayed there before. Not really like a huge fan of the huge properties. Oh man, that's a wall of text.
It's a wall
Road-
of text, but no, he's got a point. But the talk that I've heard is that they're going to be completely redoing the Belmont grandstands. The idea is to downsize them, make them sort of half the size that they are right now, and then also add the ability to be winterized, and then you could technically, get rid of the duct and run everything at Belmont, which would be a travesty, but you could do
That
it.
would be terrible. The
Yeah,
duct is a historic landmark.
turf ducking is an amazing thing.
Have you been there before, Caleb?
To the duct?
Yeah.
I actually have not.
Have you been to Belmont?
No, I've only been at Saratoga for Naira tracks.
Maybe
I've
we
like
should
driven
do-
past like the aqueduct sign and was like tempted to stop once, but I didn't do it.
I had two ideas for next year. One of them is to do the Belmont Stakes Day at Belmont.
Yeah.
The other one
Don't.
is to do Belmont Stakes Day in Vegas.
I thought you were gonna say an aqueduct.
No, not an aqueduct. No. To do Belmont Stakes Day in Vegas. I've been trying to think of like a good day to just like where there's like not a ton going on, because like it's tough like in the winter, right? Because all the racing sucks. and like maybe you could go for like Pegasus, but even Pegasus Day has not been great. And then like once you like start getting when racing starts picking up, like March, like you start like running into like March Madness weekend, like but like just like a day where we could get like I don't know between like 5 and 20 people, depending on who we could convince and coming out to Vegas, and just like basically monopolize like the sports book, like a sports book area.
But there's like hardly any sports books that still have racing. It's like 3 casinos, right?
Most of the MGM ones still do.
Do
They will. The
Yeah.
MGM ones will, and also I think you can get Cosmo as well. I think they'll put
Dude, the
racing up and
Aria,
give
the
people-
Arias is a nice one. The Mirage, or not the Mirage, Mandalay Bay had one.
But do they have Naira?
They do.
Yeah,
I
we
was
got
betting I
them.
was playing Saratoga.
Gary and I got them to put up Los Al Quarters one night on their. They have like I don't know, 100-foot screen. It's gigantic projection screen. We got them to put Los Al Quarters on it.
Weren't you telling me, Josh, they couldn't put it on last time you were there?
Dude, when I was there, it was just the fucking weirdest thing because literally the only like, dude, there weren't a lot of us, but there was probably a group of like 10 of us, and because the thing is, the sports book was empty. There's nobody there, right? No, there's nothing going on, but there's like 10 of us like trying to play the races, and like we couldn't find them anywhere. But basically, like I started typing an article because I was pissed, and literally by the time I finished typing it and sending it, they had turned all the TVs on. So I don't know if it's like they like literally flip them over like when the first race starts, but like I was there like half hour before Saratoga was going off, and there was like nothing was on Saratoga. So, but yeah, no, I like. I had a really, really good time at NHC, even though I wasn't playing. It was fun to just hang out with the guys and just basically fire at races. And just, I don't know, like it's just a blast. It's fun to be out there. But I was trying to think of like a good day to go where the racing's good. And also like, it's not going to be like crazy busy, right? Like, cause like Kentucky Derby, right? They fucking sell tickets for the sports book for Kentucky Derby. It's like, dude, like I don't want to.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They I think oftentimes they put it into a like a banquet hall.
Huh.
So and then like I thought Breeders' Cup would probably be similar, but and then now you got football and stuff, and with the Raiders being there, like weekends during the fall are actually kind of expensive. So that's why I was kind of like, man, like Belmont Stakes Day would probably be perfect, right? There's ton of racing, and there's just not like sports wise, it's not like there's a ton going on, right? Like baseball's in full swing, but there's not a ton of other stuff. PDT saying that Meadowlands and Remy were elite DJs.
If you're going to be DJs, you may as well be elite.
Yeah. It looks like they're loaded into the gate here at Meadowlands. The 3 is your favorite right now, 5-2. Not that that means anything with these small pools, because one bet and all of a sudden all the money goes.
7-1's a good price on this 9. 6-1, whatever.
I mean, there's almost 30K in the win pool.
And you're like what, 20K of it?
I mean, I no.
Yeah. Caleb's like, I'm $2 of it.
$1.
$1.
They have $1 win
They
bets.
have $1 win bets.
It's like Caleb is too classy to be betting Meadowlands.
Dude, isn't that the worst though? Like where like it's just like some like random like weeknight or like Saturday night or something, and like you're like, I have $25 in the account. I'm just gonna play min bets, whatever. And all of a sudden it's like you hit like an $80 exacta or $70 exacta, and you're like, well, normally I would have it for like $5, but nope, I only got it for $1.
Now I had it for like $1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you scale up and you miss every bet the rest of the night, end up broke.
That's basically how it happens to me. Is I hit like a small bet, pays a couple $100, and then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna 5x everything the rest of the day, and then miss everything else.
That was a lot of sun to get that 4 to the front.
Yep, and the 6s, I think, rightfully letting them go. Well, they're going really fucking slow. 24.9.
It looks a lot faster.
Boy, it looked like he was
I wonder what the run
Yeah, it
up
looked
is.
like
It
he hit the
was.
crap out of
It
the
looked
4.
like he was really asked to get up there.
The 4?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it looked like he was scrubbing like crazy to get
And
that
look how
4
strung out the
clear.
field is too.
Yeah. I just wonder if this is like the Saratoga Inter where you just don't trust fractions.
I mean, they probably timed the shit in the sundial when it's nighttime. So
All right, I think technically they went a little bit faster in the second. The 4's done.
Yeah, 4 is done.
Never good when the jock's got his arms all the way out here. He's fucking fully extended, and it's like not even at the first turn or the second
yeah,
turn.
you still got 3/8 left to go.
Yeah.
This 3 looks loaded.
Yeah.
All right, 6, block him, and let the 9 get up.
No, let's not, Josh. Let's let Mark get his slam pay 3 in. And that 4 was
Yeah, that
pretty
4 actually
goddamn
dug
game.
in and held on
Yeah,
for
it
third,
dug
which is
in.
hilarious. Fourth. But still.
Oh, it was close, but the 3 definitely held on there. So Matthew's talking about the partial parlay. I will say one of the things that gave me this idea for this Vegas trip is I think it might have been something I heard on the Racing Dudes podcast, or it could be something else. But basically, what they would do is they'd get a group of 8-10 guys, whatever. Maybe they're for a bachelor party. Everyone tosses in $50, and they do a show parlay. Well, obviously, like in Vegas, like every $20 or $30 you bet, they give you a drink ticket. So it's like, dude, like they'll hit if they even make it three lengths into their show parlay, they basically drink for free the entire fucking day because they just get fucking loads and loads of drink tickets because of how much they're churning through. So, I was just like that sounds like fun. Just fucking sit there in the sports book doing fucking show parlays and shit like that. But
I do like that idea, Josh. Like find a big weekend that's not going to be super crowded, and just go rent some sweet ass house in Vegas and get the boys together, go spend a weekend in Vegas while betting the races and going to the casinos and nothing else.
the other idea I had was in for Breeders' Cup, finding one of those fucking Instagram mansion things that you can get with the crazy pools or whatever, in an ADW friendly state. I'll just say that because I was gonna say Arizona, but I think Arizona's got a weird law with ADWs. But somewhere where it's warm and you can still be in the fucking pool during in November and just have a sweet pool and just fucking hang out and just fucking degen in a mansion.
A lot of people do that during Del Mar. Whenever Breeders' Cup's at Del Mar, they I saw a lot of photos of people doing that.
Let's do it for Winter Aqueduct. Cigar Mile. We'll go up to New York, rent a hot tub.
Cigar Mile. Oh, fuck this 3-horse.
Do you not have the 3? Really?
I did not have a 3. I was on the 6 and the 9.
Nice.
I was on the 6 and the 9. But we got race 2 here. Remington Park going to be going 7 furlongs here. The Oklahoma Classic Starter Series. Your favorite right now is the 8-horse at 2-1. Rosie's Outlaw for Carl Broberg and Christian Torres. They are currently winning at 28% the last two months. So strong connections here. Interestingly, this horse had been running on the turf the last 2, and they're coming back to the dirt. Horse, yeah, I don't really know what the heck is going on with this. I mean, this horse is 2-1. Caleb, what do you think of a horse like this 8-horse? Right? If you kind of look through his past performances, I mean, it almost looks like they don't know what to do with the horse, right?
Yeah, I mean, when I see a horse like that, I mean, kind of ignoring some of Will Rogers races, but I mean, it probably kind of tells me they think he can run on either, and they just kind of look for soft spots. He's been in some state bred, races over at was that Fairmont. He's been at state bred at Remy. I mean, to me, it's he's kind of competitive on both surfaces. They're just looking to maximize the purses they can pick up, kind of regardless of the surface. I don't think that they don't know what to do. I think they just try to take advantage of the admittedly limited Oklahoma bred program that is out there. But I mean, it's not a horse I'm super excited to bet at 2-1. I will say that.
Did you like anything here, Mark?
I'm single to the 7 and a double. So
I really like the 7 here.
I wonder why, Josh. I wonder why.
I think it's the only speed horse
Might
in
it
this
be
race,
an
right?
E8?
It's an E1.
It's an E1, but there's no other
E1.
E's. So
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's an effective E8. Got it.
I'm actually going to do a 7 over 12 exacta here.
Just be right, Josh, because this is actually going to pay really nice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, and look at Matthew Bickey. He's like 7 3 12. So he likes a 7 on top as well. Joe Marcello's still live. He's got the 293 at Monmouth at Meadowlands. Caleb, what do you got?
I agree with
Too much
Matthew.
agreement.
I mean, the mush is on the 7. I definitely get why y'all are going there. But the 3 would be my second pick here, and I think he's also a nice price. So I'm kind of with Matthew.
The 12's a good price too.
7-3 is kind of the 2 I looked at in here.
Man, you know what this is getting me excited for? This is getting me excited for December, right? It's cold out. And what does that mean? It's Turfway Park on Thursday night.
Oh, yeah.
And I already told Mark it's coming back. We're bringing it back this winter. And Delta Downs is going to be not allowed.
Oh, come on.
That's going to be bankroll building
That's
in
not
Bourbon.
fair. No.
All right, we're going to be trying to turn $50 into $1,000. And no, we are not going to allow Delta.
One of us has been successful in this mission. I need a little Delta help. I mean, this is just not fair. Okay, 7 got the lead. I get really brave.
I can never tell with these horses. Like, the 7 got the lead, and it looked like he just kind of did it on his own, but...
Yeah, that didn't look like the jock asked at all. It actually looks like you get a little rate on him right now. It looks like he's got a little bit. He's not fully strong, but I don't like the pressure he's getting right here. I mean, he's got pressure inside and outside.
Yeah, it's a tough trip for the 7 here.
This 8's, yeah, this is over.
Mark's already scratching him off in his notebook.
This 8 looks... Jock's still upright. He's getting a very confident ride here. He's still standing up in the irons.
But
I mean, assuming he's not completely empty, I think he's got this, and I think he's going to open up.
Are they really going to go 1-2 here? I mean, this is...
He's lugging out a little bit.
Yeah, his 8's still pretty green, it looks like.
Bit of a tough luck trip on the 3. I don't know if he was ever going to beat the 8, but I think he got shut off a couple times in the turn.
I mean, the 7 just basically ran his race. I don't think. I think he might have just ran into
a better
horse.
Better horse.
Yeah.
A better horse getting a bit of class relief as well.
Oh, look at that gallop out.
Well,
look at the gallop out. Gallop out's the dumbest fucking thing.
Stop.
The gallop out's the dumbest fucking thing ever.
Oh. No, it is. Yeah.
I forgot. I think I was reading a book. You know what it might have been? It might have been Betting with an Edge. And who wrote the book? I know it's PTF and Mike Maloney. And Mike Maloney at some point, he writes, and he's like, I saw this horse gallop out, and I stood up and I looked around, and I was like, did anybody else see that? I was like, settle the fuck down, dude. Like, all right, it's a gallop out.
I mean, I think there's a place it can be used, but I think it's also overplayed. Kind of like the X horse is a half sibling to this really good horse.
Yep.
Like one of those very overplayed angles that sometimes kind of works, but a lot of times, you ignore the other 5 half siblings that are a combined, 2 for 40.
And she wins by like a length, breaking dead last and being scrubbed the whole time, and gets a 72 buyer, and everyone's like, "Oh my goodness!" Everyone, "Oh my god, look at this horse!" Like. That was the other thing we actually talked about on Drinking.
I can't wait. I can't wait to bet against that horse.
I mean, I don't think she's going to get pounded because she didn't really get pounded in her debut. She was like 2-1.
I was
Well,
laughing
she's
because
both of your things. Christ.
she reminded me when I saw that. I was like, and I saw the buyer. The first thing that popped in my head, Princess Nor.
Oh,
Remember
that's a
Princess
good
Nor,
one.
Caleb?
Mhm.
Oh
The
yeah,
Just
California
kept on
Bathroom
winning,
horse.
kept on winning. 80 buyer, 81 buyer, right? And it's like everyone's like, "Oh, this horse is a monster." And it's like 84 buyer. It's like, "All right, finally ship it out east," and just gets absolute like
We all called it too. I remember that.
Yep.
oh, we all called it except for me. I think I bet Princess Nor out
Oh,
east
you're a sucker.
because I'm a sucker.
Can't argue
So
with the numbers.
Matthew Bickey speed figures are real fact.
Agreed.
I mean, the figure is the figure, right? It's just because a horse ran a figure one time, though, doesn't mean he's going to run it again, or they're going to run it again.
Yeah.
I always think that there's other circumstances that cause the figure. Just like when you get buyer figures, right? You know, people talk about class, and like I've made the a comment that class doesn't matter, and it's not that class doesn't matter. It's that there's other circumstances that
Yes.
basically bake class into it. So like if I see a horse fucking just dropping outside of maiden special weights, maiden claiming, which is probably the only time I might be like, all right, this is a maiden special weight horse dropping and claiming, ran fourth last time out, is in against a bunch of loser horses. Like, okay. But you see a horse runs third, right, in a claiming 25 and gets an 80 buyer, right? And then is running in a 16K or lower race, right? The class is already built into that buyer figure because buyer likes to fucking change the number based on what class the horse is. Oh, that number's too slow to be real. Let's bump it up a couple notches, and just I mean, more expensive horses run faster. You know, so that's kind of like that's like where I usually come from when I say class doesn't matter, because if I see a horse that's been running in, lesser company but has been running just as fast as these other horses, like I'm not gonna all of a sudden expect this horse to run any slower. But Mike saying form is king. I actually think form is probably the second most important thing in racing. I still think pace outweighs form, but I definitely think that form is just as important as speed.
Yeah, I would say Matt just put up a really good point, which is that buyers' numbers have become less good, worse the past, let's say 5-7 years, and I very much agree with him. I think there was a kind. Sorry, screwing up the spread here. I screwed it up, Josh. I screwed it up. But no, I do think there's a situation that's happened where buyer comes up with a figure and they go, oh, everybody's talking about this horse. Boy, that's got to be a higher figure than that. And suddenly gets inflated. Figures are what they are. And you come up to them with the metric. And if you're somebody who's playing figures, you have to sort of trust the algo and you have to trust the situation. There was a point in time where buyer figures were were very valuable. And I think they've sort of wavered to some degree. And I think Timeform's just doing it better these days.
I know buyer is still the most popular figure for sure. I don't know anyone that still uses them, not primarily. I mean, Josh is I guess mostly Brisnet person. Mark's Timeform. I'm Timeform and Brisnet. I'll throw in some thoroughgraphs, but I don't know anyone that just uses Brisnet. Or buyer. I really don't.
We got Mark. You realize Mark is a third of On the Wrong Lead.
Mark doesn't use buyers, does he?
No, I really don't. I don't anymore.
I mean, every time I hear Mark, it's usually Timeform.
It's Timeform these days. Yeah, I very much move over to Timeform.
I mean, he's formulator sim for all of his trainer stats and whatever, but that's different than the speed figures.
Honestly,
Agreed.
I think Caleb, you and I should take some credit because let's think about Mark. What was it 3-4 years ago? Only played Saratoga with the occasional Belmont, right? Now we got him firing at Delta Downs and Los Alamitos, right?
Meadowlands and Remington.
Meadowlands and Remington on a Friday night, right? Who would have thought? Huh? Not me.
He's just discarding buyers.
Discarding buyers is using Timeform and optics. Well, not optics anymore that much, but time form.
I do over the winter a lot, but it fits more tracks when I'm playing real cheap tracks like the Tampas of the world.
I like honestly like to Matthew's credit, I don't have chat up right now, but to Matthew's credit, like, and I really still think that there is value in products that other people don't use.
Of course there is.
Something like
Of course.
optics, something like time form. I mean, thoroughgraphs in some way, shape, or form. If you can actually fucking read the hieroglyphics on there, and Matthew who uses BetMix, like. You're looking at data that other people aren't looking at, or you're looking at it arranged in a way that other people aren't looking at. Right? I always say, like, hey, I wonder who had the best last out buyer. It's like, let's just look at the fucking
Just find the favorite.
Yeah, just find the favorite. Like, but
I mean, I thought time from figs, or sorry, I thought my brain's not working. Nothing.
it's a Chianti.
Was there a point there?
No, there's no point. I lost it midstream.
That's
I will
always
say
what happens.
I switched over, so I'm now on the a Knob Creek single barrel rye pick here. This one is aged. It looks about 5 years. This is fucking delicious. This is so good. I'm a big
fan.
yeah, I'm a big Jib Bean guy. I like Knob Creek. I like Booker's. My buddy basically, so he works in liquor, and he travels for work. So he's constantly in different stores, and like anytime he finds a place that's got a Knob Creek pick, he always texts me. He's like, "Hey, do you want this?" Because I just the rye, the bourbon. I think it's a really, really great value. You can still find it for between $50 and $60. Yeah, Mike said, "Beam me up, OGD." OGD is delicious. Old Granddad 112, I think it's called, right? It's
I think
112
it's 114.
or 114. Love it, dude. It's so good. It's a great cocktail bourbon. On top of it,
it's like the best cocktail bourbon that exists. If you're gonna mix and you want something with a little cut into it, oh, that stuff's so good, so good.
How do you feel about Old Tub?
I've never had Old Tub. How do you like it?
It's good for $18, but it wouldn't be the first thing I reach for.
Is PDT still here? Wasn't PDT?
I know PDT. I think is
the
a big Old Tub fan. I think.
Yeah, he was all in on Old Tub.
Oh, Old Granddad? How about Old
Yeah,
Granddad?
it's OGD. Yeah, that's what we were
Oh,
talking
that's
about.
OGD?
OGD
Okay,
114. Oh man. All right. So Mark, are you? So I saw that our boy Joe was still alive here. He's got the 2, 9, and 3 to finish here. At so the 2's at 8-5 right now. 9 is 19-1.
I like
My boy. Evan Williams. I like Evan Williams. People really like that white label, and we're like, talking it up. And honestly, like, I usually I tried it. I like it for some cocktails. I think it's got some note in it that I just really don't like. Regular Evan Williams actually is less offensive to me, and I don't mind it, especially for like $15 or whatever it is. But now discontinued. But the Evan Williams single barrel was always a nice little pickup for like $25. I always thought that was a nice sipping whiskey.
So Josh, you were asking, and I am 9 and 10 here. I tossed the fake Chad and the 2 microphone, who is a horse that has basically been favored every start of basically every. Oh, you get a fake Chad alert.
Ooh,
I'm
nice.
impressed with that. I like it. Now, this is a horse that's taken money every time he starts and just never shows up. This is a softer spot than probably those last 3 or 4, but it's a horse that just isn't that good. Like, and this is just a really, really not that good horse. I'm amazed this horse honestly isn't in for a tag. I don't quite understand why you wouldn't kind of get rid of this one, because this one just doesn't fit with the Peter Brandt and Chad Brown sort of world of horses. Rock the Stars. I realize this 9, this is a horse that took forever to break his maiden. It took 7 starts. And now comes off that maiden score, but the time form fig on that, both the last start and the previous couple of starts, time form figures have been improving. This is a horse that's been getting better. And, this is one that needs a little bit of a pace setup, kind of got to get it done. But winning jock from the last out, comes back here, and I think makes some sense at a 20 to 1 to 1. Especially for connections that are 67% on the meat and 30% on 61 to 181. Yeah, 61 to 180 days back. 32% winner right back. Like really live connections. A lot of stats around this 9 that make it seem pretty interesting. And I thought the 10 Uncle Curly, who has it was another horse I think is probably your favorite in here right now.
Nope, the
No,
Chad
actually,
horses.
the Chad horse is the favorite. Yeah.
So
The 10 with Paco up, I thought also made quite a bit of sense here. Kev's got a real point.
does the public just not know the 14 got in, or what am I missing? I mean, 3 wins in a row on turf, improving speed figures, and at least on time form, improving speed figures for those last every turf race, essentially. Throw the dirt race out, he's not a dirt horse. I mean, only a 3-year-old in here, so he's catching weight against a lot of these. And he's got early speed, but doesn't need the lead, probably sits just off the 7, who doesn't really seem like exactly a win machine. What am I missing on the 14?
I think it's just the post draw. I think people are, fading away from that really outside drawn horse going 2 turns. But I mean, the horse has every opportunity to sit a trip. I don't hate your 14 at all here. If you believe that two back figure, this is the best horse in the field by a lot.
It is interesting that it's quite different. I mean, Brisnet essentially shows that 14 running the same 2 races, and then just a couple points actually slower than his Monmouth race, whereas time form shows progressive improvement and an enormous race at Parks. I mean, a huge upgrade for the pace that he set in that Parks race, which was definitely on the fast side. So just.
I mean, he wired that Parks race, but he's also shown that the 3-back race that he can pass other horses.
Yeah,
so
doesn't need to lead.
It doesn't need a lead. I think the 14 makes all the sense in the world. I don't.
You talked me into this 14. I fired.
I may not be good, but I sure am convincing.
Yeah, I for one am well aware of that.
Yeah, sometimes to the detriment.
Sometimes to like 6-figure score detriment, but
that's all right. I'll let Caleb talk me into horses. What I won't let Caleb do is talk me out of horses.
Talk me off. That's probably the way to do it, actually.
That's what I learned.
I wish I was smart like that. I am not.
I still remember that cross-country pick 5, man. That cross-country pick 5. He talked me out. I forgot who it was. It was either Double Thunder or it was the other. Who's the McPeak horse that
Rattle and
was
Roll?
Like, Rattle and Roll was one of those
two. Double
two.
Thunder. It wasn't
was it Double Thunder?
Yeah.
Mike says he bet the 9 to win. No way it should be 13 to 1. Yeah.
No, the horse shouldn't be. Just shouldn't be.
Like the 9.
Yeah. I bet the 14. I bet the 9, 10, 14 exacta box here. So.
Okay, I'm gonna play a stupid double.
Good.
I'm gonna hedge myself. I'm gonna play that 14. I should have covered the 14. I honestly, as Caleb said, probably didn't realize the horse was in here. So.
Mark's gonna wake up tomorrow morning, like look at his AEW. He's like, "What happened?
What did I do?
What did I do?
What was I thinking?"
That's usually what happens at Hong Kong. I will say there was one time I fell asleep. I woke up next morning. There was like $500 in my account. I was like, dude, I had like $12 in it, and sure enough, it was like some like 40 to 1 or something. I had $10 on one, and I had a Quinella with it.
Nice.
I was like, oh, yeah, love Hong Kong. But I've basically been chasing that high ever since. I've progressively lost that and much more at Hong Kong since then. But looks like they're walking to the gate here. So Breeders' Cup, Mark, you're staying home. Caleb, you're going to be on site.
Yep.
I still haven't decided what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to go.
Mark's still trying to qualify, so anything could happen.
That is true. It is true. If you get a +1, let me know, Mark.
You do get a +1 typically. I mean, I don't know if he's
I'm much more.
He's got
you know what? I'm no longer cheering
Cup.
against Mark. Then I'm no longer
because
cheering
he would
against
pick
him.
you. I mean, I know someone else who was looking for tickets to Breeders' Cup.
I was gonna say
that is true. That is true.
Given recent occurrences, I know who's gonna get the tickets.
Oof. Yeah, right. He'd still pick me first.
He'd still pick me.
You keep telling yourself that, Josh.
I'd be like, think of the content.
Wait a second. Think about the content with the other person that. I mean, if you're just cute and blonde, Josh, you know.
I'm neither of those.
You're neither of those.
I have whiskey though.
It's the next best thing.
It is.
Oh,
Enough
good
whiskey.
Riding
Enough
this
whiskey
14.
makes anybody cute and blonde.
Confirm that. Oh, look at this riding the 14. Doesn't burn too much horse, clears the entire field, and tucks in second. I mean, just perfect. Is that a cat in the middle of the
Yeah,
field?
it was
Is that a cat?
definitely a cat. I was like,
Is
what
that
was that? Oh, PDC says he loves inside jokes. He says meet up.
Yeah, PDC's
Let's
gonna be
be
there.
like this hit
Yeah,
jokes.
speaking of inside jokes, why don't we
Oh,
talk
is
about
he?
soy sauce? Let's talk about some soy sauce.
Lots of soy sauce.
Lots of soy sauce everywhere.
And then somebody, was gonna buy me sushi over the summer and didn't. And ugh.
I'm still really fucking bummed about Saratoga.
Somebody got
I'm
the
even
Rona.
more bummed it's the 7 fucking wires.
I think, won't we all?
I guess I figured out why this 14 was 10-1.
No, this is not looking good.
As long as this Chad loses.
Well, Chad's got no shot from here.
No.
Who's on the inside?
Pinch him. Oh, the 9's with the big run, but I think the 10's gone.
Boom. There we go.
What?
See, this
what
is
this
Caleb-
fucking feed? What is this like 280p? What the fuck is this? I
See,
can't
this
even
is the
see.
thing. Caleb just talked me into a hedge, and I played a Caleb hedge, and then it fucking misses. This is every freaking time.
I didn't tell you to bet it.
Matthew's handing out trifectas out here. And
Was he?
Yeah,
Did he
poor
get his
Joe.
try? Oh, nice job, man. Nice, man.
Wow, that 2 went off 4 to 5.
Dude, like that was the fakest chat on the face of the planet.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't bet that horse in 100 years.
I wouldn't bet that money, the horse with Caleb's money. Christ, or Josh's.
Yeah,
money.
I think I saw the black cat. There's definitely a black cat in the infield.
There was a black cat in the infield. Yes, we all saw it. Yeah.
Wait, was that the 9 that came in second?
9
Or
was
the 7,
moving
hold on.
late. I don't know if he
No,
could pass
10-7.
the 7 or not.
I don't think the 9 ever got there. Maybe he did. No, 10-7-9. 10-7-9-3.
They already posted it?
I just called it.
We know
Well,
how
I
that
remember the first time I went to Saratoga,
Oh
I
Christ.
called the photo.
Let's not talk about that, okay? The one photo, the one live, Okay, so I got that one right. 10-7-9-3
damn.
right there.
I had 10-9. I had a 10-9 exacta.
goes. Oh, that sucks.
Did
Yeah,
Pinky
that was
just
a
give that out,
$100
though?
exacta for $2.
Wow, was it
That's-
really?
Yeah, it was $99.
Really?
Yeah, unfortunately, I did not have it.
Wow.
10-5 paid $134. Dude, I'm telling you,
it's
man, that
just crazy
that
'cause-
two took so much fucking money.
Take out
Dude, I
Razor.
tossed the 2 and I had it. I honestly
Wait, hold on.
10-7-9-3 were my A's and my B's.
What did you say, Caleb?
Take out Reducer. Nice.
He's got it queued right up. Look at this. So he
Fake
got himself
chat
his
is
little
now
his little
in my
board
lexicon.
thing. Yeah. It was crazy. I didn't want to talk too much trash about the fake Chad, but I talked just enough that I felt like I wasn't gonna get boomed, and I didn't get boomed.
Yeah, sometimes they win despite you.
Not sometimes, quite often.
Yes.
Okay. Whew. So I boom myself in my pick 4 first leg. Josh, the fact that you made that appear on the fly, I am impressed.
What?
Calculator chat.
Oh, yeah. I'm quick.
Your
on the
ability to
gifts.
make like memes appear like that is just impressive.
Thank you.
Okay.
Now, if
3
only I
or
could win a fucking race here tonight. 5 is 6-5 here at Remy. We got 4 minutes to post. 8 horse
Okay,
field.
these Monmouth payouts can't be correct. No, they're not correct. There's no way that's correct.
Well, that's a $400 trifecta.
No way.
It said for $2.
Yeah,
it was
Oh, it's $2. Okay.
no, for $2 it was 1,200.
What? Who got third? The 7? Well, that was the leader. Holy shit, that was not hard.
10, 7,
to
9.
really.
That was those are my top
Wow.
3 picks in that race. What 1, 2, 3, and pay. You guys shit on this track, but I'm just saying, it's
And I feel like that would be a tough track to play horizontals. And if you pick your spots, I think you could probably make money here.
Oh, you can do. I'm very positive here on the year. Honestly, it's just a track where you pick your spots and you play smart wagers, and you can do really well.
This is not the Chad you're looking for. I like it.
I like it a lot. That's Josh. Can you
Look
make
at
that your
Matthew.
shirt?
Well, here's the thing. Like Matthew, I'm glad that somebody's making money, right? I like making other people money. Now I just got to learn how to make myself money. So glad you tuned in and you hit a nice little hit there.
These will pays can't be right.
I feel like that too to kick things off. He paid $24, but I think he probably played a little longer than that horizontally.
The 2?
Yeah, the horse I gave out, Kazi, something or other.
Oh, and the pick 5.
Yeah. Are you looking for
Oh,
force?
okay. I'm looking at pick 4s.
Oh,
Well, I was looking at pick 3s. I only see doubles and pick 3s up, so it may be
pick 5s. Pays 5,000 to the 2, 4,100 to the 3. 4, 6, 7, 8, and 11 are uncovered. It pays 4 out of 5. So basically, it pays between 4 and 5,000 to the 2, 3, and 10. The rest aren't covered.
What are pick 3s to the 3 and the 8?
To the 3 for 50 cents, it's 37, and the 8 is 166 for 50 cents.
Cool. Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to decide if I should have played a pick 4. I don't know. I gotta see who won to see if I would have actually been alive, or a pick 5 for that matter. I mean, I would have had that 10 horse there. I don't think I would have had your 3, the Jacobson horse. That's probably the horse that booms me.
Really? Okay.
I don't know if I would have had the Madeline horse either, but I would have had the 2 to start things off. So yeah, I'm probably not alive in the pick 5 here. I'm not. I didn't really handicap it in that much detail, but I probably wouldn't be alive.
So peak me would be playing the pick 4 and going BAAA. So that means the 3 or the 8 win here. So
I got a play here at Remington. I know Caleb hates this play. I'm gonna do the old 2 horse win bet here
on an 8 horse field.
On the 2 and the 3.
What are you getting for prices though?
Got 11 to 1 on both of them. I'm taking 2 horses that have passed other horses. You got a lot of needed lead types here, or horses with just very few races. So I'm going to take a couple horses here that have passed other horses. Obviously, you're going to need to improve, or this 5s figure needs to be just completely fake. So bet the 2 and 3 to win, and I got a 2-3 over 2-3-5 exacta here. David likes the 8 here. Asking if he's crazy.
At Remy?
Yeah.
It's Remy. Nothing's crazy.
Connections are firing. They're winning at 40% here. They got these are all plus moves here for this trainer here. Maiden winner last out, non-graded stakes. So I don't think it's crazy like the 8.
If the figure's kind of remotely real, I think they're gonna have a hard time beating the 5. It's probably a pass race for me.
So I should double my bet.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not betting, but you should go for it. If I was going to try to beat the 5, I actually would probably take the 4 or the 6 and just hope someone steals it. I'm not looking for a good closer here.
Are the horses or jockey from New Jersey? Because I hear they like to steal things.
Oklahoma bred, sorry. Four
6
missed the
gets out to the lead
break.
there. That's what I want to see. 4 horses across the track.
Where'd you end up here, Josh?
2 and 3.
Okay.
2 and 3, stretching out to 6 for as long as most of these are running at 5. The 8 is cutting back, so
This 5's in a tough spot. I mean, in between horses. I mean, it's got a loose
Yeah, it's
rein,
a
but
real tough spot.
for a 2-year-old lightly raced filly, I mean, that's never what you really hope to see.
Nope.
I mean, still sitting pretty chilly on this 5, but
Yeah, this is all hands so far.
2's got run. I don't know if he has enough run, but I'm sorry, that's the 2 or the 3. I can't tell. But
they
looks
both
like they're
bumped
all,
into each other
yeah,
and
running
decided.
they bumped
this is
into
over.
each other and they're running for second anyway.
I should have flipped that exact upside down, huh?
Yeah, 5, 2,
5-2.
6. It look like.
Sorry, Josh.
That's all right. It's all right. It's all good. Last race here, though, at Meadowlands. What do you got here, Mark?
I'm 3 and 8 here.
You're 3 and 8.
Yeah,
Sweet track.
Yeah, sweet track. The Paco Lopez horse for Delacour. Arland has shipped a lot of horses in that tend to do really well here. He actually last year was a really live trainer here. And then I thought it was really interesting. Jackie Davis, of all people, decides to stay up late tonight and ride one horse at Meadowlands. So I thought Collective Gold, the 8, was also super interesting in here. I maybe I'm just wrong, but I thought all the horses with a start just didn't make a ton of sense here. Not that it didn't make a sense, but there weren't a lot of them that was like, oh, that's clearly a turf sprinter. There just weren't a lot that jumped off the page at me. So I was taking some fresh faces, and hopefully I'm right.
So I just took a quick peek at the the Firster report.
From our friends at Horse Racing Nation.
Horse Racing Nation. They like the 2, the 3, and the 8 in this spot. So they like the Pink Party Pants and Sweet Trek here. And they have a Collective Gold here, which I think is the horse that you were talking about, Mark, the 8 as a 4. Yep. But remember, this is always respective of price, right? If you see a 4 and you're getting a decent enough price on it, like by all means use. So looks like Road Warrior here likes a 2, 3, 8. So he's taking those firsters.
I always get conflicted when you get those like Firster reports and you're like, oh, we're giving this horse a 4, right? But it's a horse that was 12 to 1 in the morning line, is already bet down to 5 to 1. Clearly the horse is taking money. Now, does that make it more live or less live?
Matthew likes the 7, 6, 4, and 3.
Yeah, I'm a little under than the 6 horse here. I mean, I always like to see horses that go out on debut and the race gets washed off, especially maidens like 2-year-olds, and they just don't run a step. Like, I prefer to see that. This horse bore in at the start, didn't pick up her feet. It took a little bit of money that day, 11 to 1. I mean, wasn't totally ignored. Comes back here with, getting a weight break, adds Lasix, and gets on the intended surface, so back on the turf. A lot of turf pedigree here. I mean, Cantharos gets about 15% turf winners. And, this is a horse that I'm just ignoring that previous race. I think that I would guess the Pimlico race is probably a little bit better than what she's up against in this particular field, although I haven't gone back through and looked. It looks like that race had at least one next out winner. So, yeah, I'm expecting a little more professionalism from the 6 getting back on the right surface. And Madeline Rowland appears to be off to a hot start. I mean, or off to a hot finish. I guess the meet's almost over, but she had another price that she got home today, and she was 27% heading into today. So I would definitely give the 6 a look to improve getting onto the turf.
I would. I don't hate that at all.
But I mean, I also like, the 3 is probably the first I'd have the most interest in. The 8, I'm not totally against. I'd probably try to get around the 2 at what I assume would be a short price. Danny Gargan is not historically a very good trainer for first-time starters, and he's not a very good trainer with first time starters on the turf, especially. So that's one that I'm probably going to let beat me.
Yeah, looking at live odds, it looks like the 3 will end up taking money and be pretty short, actually getting closer to even money. So
Looks like this 10's taking a little bit of money as well. I mean, coming out of New York, I suppose that makes some sense, but that is not a strong angle for dirt to turf. I mean, Ray Handel 0 for 23 last 3 years.
yeah.
Boudreaux is yet to produce a turf winner. He's a freshman sire, so give him a pass. But damn sire, Harlington getting 2% winners with first time turf. So yeah, that's going to be a no for me.
I mean, the only upside to your with the 10 you were talking about is first time Lasix. So this is a horse that debuted without Lasix. Maybe this is just one that needs it. Again, it's a no for me, but Ray Handel is what 31% first time Lasix. So
I see 29%, so you're lying.
I do that a lot.
It's true. You are a liar. I think I'm going to key this 6. I
So
kind
you
of
trust Caleb more than me. I'm a little disappointed, Josh.
I'm just more convincing. We've been over
you
this.
are definitely more convincing.
I've been over this. Yes,
All
we
right.
have been over this. Yeah.
Definitely more convincing. But no, looking at 6, I mean, it does look like. I mean, Cantharos is 15% first time on the turf. The second place winner last time out came back and won. So this horse is leaving a key race. And definitely, I mean, didn't do any running, boring at the start, and was probably just a glorified work. So I'll take a shot here with the 6. I think you're getting the right price. It's 15-1 currently. I do like the other first timers that are in here, or the first timers, the 2, the 3, and the 8. So I'm going to key the 6 in a trifecta with the 2, 3, and 8, and I just got the 6 to win straight up.
So you're hedging against yourself.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm going to see if these exactos are worth anything. If not, I'm just going to put like $2 to win on the 6.
Yeah. And, for those of you guys still watching, no stream tomorrow. So we're not, we kind of combined Thursday and Saturday streams for tonight. We'll see what racing looks like next week. Maybe we'll just do some live play again on Thursday night or Friday night, depending on what stuff looks like. I don't know. We just thought we'd mix it up, do something a little bit different tonight. Lose money in real time as opposed to giving you losers ahead of time and then losing money on Saturday. So, yeah, I'm gonna be probably about as light as I ever am during the year this weekend. There's just nothing really pulling at me.
Fast
I'll be
forward
light till
Monday.
I'll be light till Breeders' Cup, quite honestly. I mean, and honestly, from Saratoga until Breeders' Cup, I tend to be very light. You saw Breeders' Cup probables come out this week. It'll be interesting to. I haven't really worked through them yet. I don't know if Caleb has or not yet, but I need to take a pass, start working through that stuff, and we'll ramp it back up for Breeders' Cup.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Or-
I've actually followed the European racing a lot more closely, like throughout the year.
Same.
So I don't have as much homework to do as I normally do, because I feel like I pretty much know, 3/4 of the horses that are coming, and I kind of know how they stack, or I think I know how they stack up anyway.
Yep.
So I'm excited though. I mean, I'm going to start my prep here shortly. I mean, I really did dive more into it once we get pre-entries, like official pre-entries, but what we have now is a good starting point. I got to do some more work on the 2-year-olds. I haven't given enough focus to that to Friday's card yet, but yeah, I'm going to be light as well though. I'll be in the Aqueduct tournament tomorrow, me and Pops, since we
nice.
we finished in the top 10 last time, so we got an automatic seat into tomorrow's tournament. So I'll be playing there a little bit, and then what's that? Yeah, me and Pops.
I thought he finished top 10.
He
last
finished
time.
in the top 10 using my brilliant picks and analysis.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I will say I was a little disappointed looking at Breeders' Cup so far. There's only one Japanese horse shipping in, I think, and it looks like the Euros are fairly light this year from what I've seen for probables. But I'd hoped it would be a little deeper. I think Caleb and I both thrive off the Euro shippers and the Aodaros of the world and betting those horses against known quantities in the U.S. and finding that value. Was a little disappointed that it doesn't look as good from a shipper standpoint, but we'll give it a week or two. Well, give it a week, I guess, and have a better handle on it. And I really need to start working through them. And I agree with Caleb. The 2-year-old scene is, boy, that's hard until you get a better handle on it. So I need to watch a lot of races. And yeah, I'm glad my real work allows me to just sit around and watch replays from Europe for 8 hours a day.
Yeah, I was glancing over Saturday's card a little bit, and a lot can change between now and Breeders' Cup. But I was surprised to find how much chalk I kept landing on. To me, it feels like Saturday is going to be a day that's full of favorites, and even if they aren't necessarily favorites, like let's say you talk about the Breeders' Cup turf, for example. I mean, maybe Rebel Romance wins, maybe she doesn't. But I think it's going to be one of the top 2 or 3 choices in some of those races, and then in the others, I think it's going to be so there's some pretty big favorites. I mean, at Nashua, if she comes over in the Philly in Mare Turf, I mean, you have Flightline obviously going to be 2 to 5 or whatever. I mean, I struggled to find any bombs that I really wanted to put on top, at least just on my first pass anyway.
I have the same problem.
Maybe next week what we could do is gives me a little bit of time. I can start watching some replays and looking at stuff. But maybe we're 2 weeks out, right? Next week will be 2 weeks out. When will that be? The 27th, right? The week before. Maybe we do like just a Euro show. Just maybe look at some of those turf racings. We talk about some of the European horses. Maybe highlight a couple to kind of look at for that. And because I mean, who the heck knows what's even gonna be running next week? What is Keeneland over this week or next week?
I think it ends next weekend.
Next week.
Yeah.
So I mean, there might be a couple races, but
right. But
it ends until
it does because they run at Churchill literally Thursday, then they run Keeneland Friday, Saturday, then they run Churchill on Sunday.
Yeah, it's weird because there's no meet around the Breeders' Cup days for Keeneland. It's literally just those 2 days.
That's bizarre.
Whereas Del Mar and Churchill and whatever actually have a meet that leads up to that.
A meet around it, yeah. So at least you have some sort of bias understanding.
Yeah, Matthew says he doesn't see any chalk on that, or he doesn't see as much chalk as you do. But
I tend to lean more Caleb's angle. I think Saturday is pretty chalky. I haven't really worked through Friday yet, so I need to work through that, and I'll have a better understanding.
Well, I hope you're right, Matthew, because I'm always trying to beat him, but on my first pass, I didn't see it. I saw a lot of pretty tough favorites.
I'm already against Flightline.
You might be more stubborn than I am.
Dude, I just can't wait. I can't wait for me to be live to 6 figures or something stupid, and I just don't have Flightline, and I just get.
You don't even get a call.
So you're gonna Capone. You're gonna Capone this.
Basically, I'm waiting for him to take a picture, snap a shot with his shirt. I sent him. I sent him the 6421 shirt. So.
Nice.
Hopefully, I sent one over to I sent one over to. Andrew, I was going to give it to. I ordered them right before we went up to Saratoga, and
or didn't come to Saratoga.
Huh?
You didn't.
Yeah, where I had COVID. Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't go.
Until I came up to Saratoga, then you flaked out on us. So
yeah, I totally flaked. But looks like they're loading the gate here for our last race for the night. Yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. I know this is kind of last minute change, and but yeah, appreciate you guys. Make sure you like the video, subscribe. We're getting pretty close to 1,000. So and then I think for either for 1,000 or for Breeders' Cup, I don't know. Maybe we give away a hoodie or something. It's getting cold out. Got plenty of merch. Maybe we give away the hoodie that Mark's wearing. No, well, not the one that Mark is
not
wearing.
The actual
because, no,
one that I'm wearing.
I don't think anyone wants a kid's medium like Mark's wearing over there. So we can go ahead and we can we'll do something on Twitter or here on YouTube. We'll give some stuff away. I think for Breeders' Cup or if we hit 1,000. I think we only need like 30 subscribes or something. But they're loading in the gate here for the last race at Meadowlands. What's the board look like?
I don't remember. What
three, is taking all the money late.
Yeah,
I think I played the 6. Is 6 really 24-1?
26 to 1 right now.
All right.
Yeah.
I have an
I have
exacta, but I'm also throwing in a little win bet at that price.
Oh, Dave. Yeah, David's saying hopefully live to Rich Strike. Let's fucking go, David. Man, we
With
almost
what
had it that
jockey?
last time.
You
With
should
what
have
jockey?
if Hot Rod Charlie didn't cheat.
Who do you think's gonna ride Rich Strike? Have they announced it yet?
Would it not be Sonny Leon?
It's not gonna be Sonny. I think they already said that he's not gonna ride.
No, he's not gonna get it.
Could you imagine Joel
I mean-
Rosario on Rich Strike?
My thought
The
was
amount of
something
money I
Sayaz-
would lose.
Something like a Sayaz.
The amount of money I would lose on Rosario on who else is a patient rider?
Leperoux.
Irad.
No,
Leperoux.
Caleb, there's a
Okay.
difference between being a patient rider and being just
He said
freaking
patient.
brain dead.
I could see like Pratt or somebody, assuming they
Yeah,
want better
Pratt-
mounts.
Pratt
But
or
wait,
somebody.
isn't Pratt's on Flightline, isn't he?
I think so. And Rosario's gonna be on Epicenter.
Yeah.
Oh, this two got shot out like a fucking cannon.
That's a Gargan horse. You got the special sauce.
Where's the 6 at?
He's checking back a little bit, but about mid pack.
This doesn't look very good.
Come on, 6. Run, run, run. Go, go, go. On delay.
This is really how you root for horses, huh?
That's how I root when I have $2 in the line.
Oh, okay. Okay, so my 3 is going inside, and somebody come on,
It
this
looks
3.
like
Get up, get up,
the
get up,
3
come on.
might, but the 10 also might, and whoever the hell's in the middle might.
No,
might
3's not going to get there.
Nope. There
No.
goes
Frick.
the 10.
God
10
damn it.
is more. That's the horse they were taking money, and I could just never have that horse.
I could never have that horse. I just couldn't.
Oh, that's right. Irad on Life is Good. My goodness. I can't believe they're running that horse in the Classic.
You got the buzzer?
On who?
And life is good.
You think Life is Good's going to win in the Classic?
The takeout reducer buzzer.
Oh, is he the takeout reducer?
You think he wants to go a mile and a quarter?
I mean, I think Flightline's a takeout reducer, but sure. We'll say,
if Flightline's a takeout reducer, he takes out 2/3 of the pool. It's a little more than the
2/3.
takeout.
Only 2/3?
Who knows what it's going to be?
yeah. He says, no way I find the 10.
Ugh.
It's that Ray Handel horse that we were talking about.
Paco.
I really thought the 3 was going to... I mean, the 3 had to kind of shift a little bit. I thought he was going to get the trip. but-
Yeah, I did too.
Oh, well, thank you guys for tuning in. It's going to do it for us. Check us out at ontherwronglead.com. Obviously, like and subscribe here on YouTube, at wrong_lead on Twitter. And yeah, we'll be back next week. We'll get something up early in the week and figure out if we're going to do Thursday or Friday. But we'll probably be Breeders' Cup centric. Just maybe maybe if there's something running, maybe we just kind of half and half, play a little Remy, talk a little European horses, and then kind of gear up for Breeders' Cup. So we will catch you guys later. What if I told you that the sweetest honey is made at Los Alamitos and Delta Downs? The 3 things that best describe Mark Capitan. Bees, Lambos, and White Claw. I mean, he keeps bees. He drives like a maniac. I have no idea how this man is still alive. But you know what? He's always alive with Pick 5. He's only alive because of all his fucking defensive bees.